This program is rated MA. It contains adult themes, coarse language, sexual references, and violence.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's Open Comms. It's Friday. We're back. It's Friday. I said that twice. We got some guests. Recurring people. Akrald, how's it going, man? And then Dirk is here as well. How's it going, Dirk? Not too much. And then Mrs. Country is joining us. How's it going, Mrs. Country? Yeah, and Manic broke his bat. Manic is here as well. Hi, Manic. So yeah, we got Mrs. Country and Dirk on. It's a day today. What day is that, Miss Country? Oh, what? Why not? Wait. Okay. Hold. Oh, everyone, stop! I know what's wrong. God damn! Fucking Windows update. All right. Check.
Hello? Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
you guys should be able to hear them now. God damn it. I even went through and made sure it's fixed on TeamSpeak. I was like, this is gonna be, I took the starting soon screen down, made sure it was ready to go. Son of a bitch. All right, let's start over.
So
Open Comms
what
is
you're
Friday.
saying is nothing's changed since the last time.
Yeah, no,
right?
it's, you know what? Technology still gets the best of me. I'll figure it out.
It hasn't gotten any
once
better.
I die. When I figure it out, I'll die a happy man. But okay, so again, well, you guys heard my intro. We got so they said what's up. So what's the occasion, Mrs. Country?
Oh, it's BC's birthday.
Hey, there we go. So we'll just do opening shots for BC with the. Everyone can hear you now, Dirk. So it's fixed.
Okay.
Okay. I thought you were just sitting there.
saying.
Oh, I thought you were waiting. All right, shots to BC.
Shots to BC. What, he'd been, 42?
Yeah, I was just going to say that. 42.
42. Also, some Rain, thanks for the resub. Taran, Lazarus, thanks for the resub. And CCP Darwin, thanks for the resub, guys. Ooh, it's Darwin's nine months.
It says,
Twitch
introduce
baby.
me. I'm Miss Country, the wife of Big Country.
Right. I think, well, I guess, yeah, it's been a while since you came on last. There might be people that don't know. I
For
just
the
assume everyone knows.
for the viewers who don't know,
Oh,
yep.
I'll go. Okay. BC was the person who made Open Comms. He made the radio show and started it with Dirk and Drayden, and he was the founder of the Open Comms show.
Originally the DJ Big Country show.
Yes.
When
On the
did
radio,
we
yes.
did we name it Open Comm Show when we were still on Eve Radio? I can't remember. Or was that when we went to INN?
It was when we, no, it was ahead of making the transition that happened. Like, yeah, he's like, we got to stop calling this the DJ Big Country Show. Like, but it was for the first, I don't know, 3 years. It was always the DJ Big Country Show.
Was it? Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah. And then,
yeah, because we went over there, I think, in late 2014. We started in late 2011. I think we went over there in, was it late 2014 or 15? I'm losing my mind now.
I think when we went over,
it was like January or February of that year or whatever.
Yeah, because when we switched to Open Comms for the name, it was you, BC, me, and Beta. We're running the thing. Or was LB there yet? I don't know if LB had come by yet.
No.
Or no, it was a Drunk Canadian was, I think, the next one that came in.
I don't know.
I don't think he was there yet. I think
no,
he was.
We were
he was
still
after.
out in. I think we were still out in drone lands at that point, like
Yeah.
when it happened.
Man, those were some days. Fucking Beta. I always wonder like where he went. Same with Drunk Canadian.
Dude,
I don't know where Drunk Canadian went
I
either.
wonder on like a number of different levels.
A
like,
bunch
yeah,
of
not
people,
just
yeah.
Eve or,
Oh
like-
shit, we got a sub
it's
hype.
like- because when Beta dropped, it was like okay, is Beta okay? 'Cause
Yeah.
I swear to God, I think the last time we saw Beta, he was passed out in his chair. So
Yeah, well, I mean, he just smoke weed and pass out. That's a safe pass out. Sensei Dusty, thanks for the sub. We got the hype. What's the hype train do? Oh, it's almost there. But
Matt,
yeah, I mean,
did you
that's-
get those at Costco? I just saw them at my work.
I did get them at Costco.
How did I know?
It sounded good.
I always make these margaritas too thick. It doesn't. It's just a solid. I could probably tip it upside down like a
Look at
blizzard.
that. It's
Holy
not
shit,
even
dude, that just
moving.
looks like nothing but
Blizzard.
ice.
Well, no, I
I
can't
think
do
you
Blizzard's
need,
at the
to, you
bottom.
need to get a straw.
I
and,
think
like,
just
get what's
the-
in the bottom.
Taran, thanks. Oh shit, Taran, thanks for the cheer. Now we hit the hype train. Hype. Hype.
What?
Thicker
And
Okay,
Rayo
I'm
tra-
I'm dumb. What does a hype train do?
It's a train that gets people hyped, Manny.
But no, I mean like in
It's
the
like a faux
context
faux
of
train. It's just
Twitch
Yeah,
and,
it's just
so
and
excited
our
now.
audience. Like what happens?
I
Does
don't-
anybody know?
Oh shit!
don't know.
Shadow McGregor flash from the past.
Shadow McGregor. Where did
He
go?
was drone regions. He was OG drone regions.
Where are you seeing Oh.
Sensei Dusty.
Oh. Fucking Shadow. Not to be confused with Shadow and Light. Shadow McGregor.
Shadow and Light, different person.
Oh, okay, Hype Train gives out emotes on. Oh, right, we hit a Hype Train so people can use emotes now.
Okay.
There we go.
Thank you.
I've wondered as well.
Oh, like it actually does something?
Yeah, it
That's
does
what I was
something.
gonna say. I mean, it's got a counter. It reaches 100%, but then I never know what actually
I should-
happens.
I should never. This is weird. Has anyone seen this? Like my margarita's separate. It's pure like liquid at the bottom, and then it's like an iceberg on the.
It looks like it's like if that was a beer, it would be all head.
It's all head, and it's like a melting snow
It's,
cone in a cup.
but it's blocking his access. So it's like the
right.
frozen
He
head.
can't get past.
You need a
Drayden,
straw.
Drayden
You need a
can't
straw,
get past
bro.
the head.
Start-
Everybody.
Start mixing it. So some of
Sometimes
that
you just
liquid-
gotta-
Go put it in the microwave for 20
Sometimes you
seconds.
have to
If you just
You have to
shake
grin
it a
and bear
little, if you just kind of
shake it a
this,
little,
and then
then you
Just
get
eat
the
it
head.
with
You
a
get past
spoon.
the head.
then
you could eat it with a spoon.
then it goes
Yeah.
down easy. Anyway,
It's like a frosty
Yeah,
at
the
Wendy's.
one
You
time-
can't just like drink that with a straw right away.
the yeah, I mean, do we want to?
Are we poured up for the next one? Because honestly,
I'm gonna
it's
say
like,
yeah. There's
we
multiple
can't do
things.
one
Do-
without
do-
the other. It's just
we got a
unfortunate,
triple
but-
thing. I think we'll one of them we'll send off a little later, but this next one, it was in the tweet, so we might as well get it rolling. Today, I didn't know this until literally today. I was just rummaging through Twitter, and I follow Vsauce, and I saw his tweet, and apparently today is also the 5-year anniversary of Harambe.
Of Harambe's murder.
Harambe's getting murdered.
Yeah,
So
don't play it.
shots to Harambe.
Dicks
Shots
out.
to Harambe, dicks out, whatever.
Dicks, yeah. What was that?
Whatever,
The
whatever
meme,
your
like dicks
choice
out for.
is, man, that
Take
was
'em
a big
out.
thing back then. Before all,
Yeah.
like, a lot of other things were happening. It was like, damn.
The world was so much simpler back then.
I remember seeing the meme like dicks out for Harambe. It's like, imagine like imagine your legacy is like, you go out and you're like a martyr for all gorillas, and people's show of respect for you is just like whip their dicks out and be like, for Harambe. I don't know.
No,
No,
officer, this was a memorial.
It's like 2016.
The cops,
2016
the
was
cops
that
try
year.
to haul you away, but and you're like, but it's for the gorilla. It's for the gorilla.
What kind
And
of
they're like,
monster doesn't
okay,
know
all right, all
Harambe?
right.
2016 was that year where it was like a lot of like, big names were dying and whatnot. And I don't know that it began with Harambe, but like that certainly happened there as well, and then of course, BC passed away, later that year as well. But it was just like, man, 2016 was a rough ass year. And,
It was
now it's like, shit, if a gorilla gets shot out there at a zoo or something like that, it's like, whatever, we got bigger things to talk about.
Yeah, we were Dirk and I were talking about this earlier in the chat, or was it yesterday on the phone? I forget, but Yeah, Rain was saying like the world went downhill with Harambe's death,
I'm
and
serious.
we were sitting there like, there's a lot of shit like you could point at in 2016. I mean, like
we couldn't have known what was to come.
Harambe goes down, and then I mean you have BC pass away. You have fucking Trump in an
got
election. You have,
Crazy
I
election.
mean, like that's subjective depending on people's views, but
Yeah, but
honestly,
still.
like
But the election
Is
cycle
it
was
really?
crazy, whichever side you were on.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw this out there. Whoever invents the first time machine, or whoever has already had invented the first time machine, everybody talks about like going back in time to kill Hitler or something. Go back and save Harambe.
save. Well,
You
so
know what? You know what? Because if that was the trigger, like
That was the
you don't know.
catalyst.
Like,
so yeah, I mean, like, what would you
shoot
do?
the kid.
Fix a whole
No,
multitude.
there's
No.
an easy way. There's an easy way to do it. You go back and you refuse admission to that kid and his mom into the
No,
park.
you
I'm
slow
sorry, man,
motion
he's too short for this park.
you slow motion dive in between Harambe and the bullet. You heroically take the bullet for
Take the
Harambe.
bullet
Yeah,
for
yeah,
a-
we-
or
we
just
should've-
don't fire the bullet and let and let nature take its course. It's like
Yeah, which is also like Ray brings up a point. Like we should have done Dicks Out for BC.
Dicks out for BC.
Dicks Out for BC.
Sausage Fest?
Well,
The show is always a sausage fest.
It
I'm
very- it
just
very much is.
imagining all four of us standing up and just like kicking out our dicks because
Yeah.
you know we're
the
making
few, yeah, like the few times like you want to come on Open Comms. Ah, I'm good.
and what is this? Let's be honest. It's like, what are the chances that the 5-year anniversary of Harambe's death and also BC's birthday, which he was alive for back then, okay? So we probably had a discussion somewhere around there about Harambe. I don't know when that one actually fell, but tonight, for it to be a Friday night, it was like it was just planned for this.
Right, and
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be that it would be a Friday night.
the Friday there was man. I can't remember. There was something else I saw. It was Shooter McLoads. Sorry for the interruption,
Shooter
but
McLo- I feel like everybody.
it's a rare
says his
sighting.
name
It's a
that
rare
way.
sighting. Once in a while, we just get a
There-
Shooter McLoads Kriegasm, and then he disappears again.
There is a predefined way to say Shooter McLoads' name. Everybody always says Shooter McLoads. Like
Yeah,
they
it's
really emphasize the loads. You got to emphasize the
yeah,
loads.
I mean, it's a requirement. We will talk about Eve tonight. Don't worry. We have, I mean, a little bit to talk about.
we'll
There's-
do the
we'll
important
get there.
stuff.
Yeah,
first.
yeah, we're getting some other stuff out of the way.
I'm
that
just thinking
being
in the
said-
time machine thing. Sorry, real quick. You go back. You're creeping on this family the whole time because you're going to be there to scoop the kid right before he like goes over the rail or whatever, and then you get ejected because they're like, you know, he's falling around kids.
But I'm here
Like
to
you're
save
trying to save the
Harambe.
future.
It's for Harambe.
Or what
You
if
don't- society is
know
what it
what's
is.
gonna
They're like,
happen.
"Oh,
I'm
he's a
trying to
creeper."
help you.
Sorry, go ahead.
would you like
I'm from
secret?
the
Had that
future.
plane
Would you Secret Service style jump in front
I'm here
and
to save Harambe.
would you
My
jump
thought
in
was
front
to
and take the
scoop
bullet
kid
for
before he
Harambe?
goes over. Ooh, I mean, if you're a time traveler, no, I've got lots of things still to do.
Oh, okay. So you aren't taking the bullet. What if you just put your time machine in front of the bullet?
I was just thinking,
Metal.
just be
How
in
you-
the
how are
park
you
as
gonna get
well
back
and keep
home?
the kid
Yeah,
from
how you
going
gonna
over
get
the
back?
rail.
You appear,
Like, I'm
block the
also
bullet
about
with the
to
time
roll
machine,
off of it.
pull
That is-
Harambe
that-
in,
that
and
is a
then
really big question.
No,
How
wait.
are you going to get back home? Because who
you-
wants to live through potentially
Listen.
the next 5
Listen,
years that come after that?
Here's how you get back home. You pull a Bill and Ted, and you say, before we go back in time, we'll bring another time machine back so that when our time machine gets shot, we can use the other one that we already planted here.
Redundancies, of course.
God, I love that movie.
I actually never watched it.
I haven't
What?
seen it since childhood, so I'm not
Yeah.
abreast of most funny things from Bill and Ted anymore.
Wait, did he just say he never watched Bill and Ted?
Drayden,
Oh,
are you serious?
oh no, Bill. I thought you were talking about
Oh.
Hot Tub Time Machine for some reason.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I have never seen that one.
oh, fine.
That
Okay,
one's
no,
really good.
No, I've seen Bill and Ted.
Hot
I
Tub
heard
Time
there was
Machine is
some-
Hot Tub Time Machine is good. The
and
second
I-
one is
spots.
shit.
I
haven't even
watched-
seen the second one, and I know it's shit.
And because you were doing a movie night for the Bill and Ted 3. The
That's right.
what was the name of that one?
Face the Music.
Face the Music. So you were doing a thing, And I was like, oh, I should watch it. I was like, I've seen the first one, but I watched it anyway just to recap because it'd been probably 10 years since I'd seen it. And then I watched the second one. I don't know if did I finish the second? I think I finished it, but I know I got the vast majority of it done. I'm like, okay, I'm caught up. I can watch it. And then I didn't get home in time to watch. I think I came into your movie stream when it was...
It was like just ending.
Yeah,
I
they
remember
were
this.
like getting everyone together for the big finale on the bridge or something,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's over."
You came in
so-
like 10 minutes towards the
yeah.
But Darwin asked the question, okay, so you save
think that was
Harambe,
good,
what
yeah.
happens to the
Oh,
kid? And really the
we
way
got
of
the raid.
saving Harambe would not be about like, diving in front of the bullet, right?
Right.
Because number one, that's
Just keeping the kid out of the fucking
that's a low
cage.
percentage kind of thing anyways. You know
All
what
right,
I mean?
raid from Talking Stations. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the show. We are on a deep dive into the life and story of Harambe right
the
now.
death of Harambe.
The death. If you didn't know, today is the 5-year anniversary. I don't know if is anniversary is a weird term. What is the actual 5-year memorial for it?
Memorial, I think, would be more appropriate.
Yeah, for Harambe.
But, I mean,
also,
it is an
May
anniversary.
his life be a blessing.
Also, it's the birthday of
Peace
DJ
be
Big
with you.
Country, so we are celebrating that as well.
But no, like the thing to do would be to stop the parent that lets the kid in, right? Or like,
That's
however
what I'm
that
saying.
kid
Just stop
gets
the
in
kid
there.
from
It's
getting
like,
in
Either
the
stop them
cage.
from coming to the park, but
But
then you
Slash their tires
then
before,
you,
before they
um,
leave.
That's
no,
bad.
but
for
just
the
be
park.
looking around and being like, okay, hopefully you've done your research, you know what the kid was wearing, and therefore you could like zero in on the kid and be like,
Scoop him before he goes over
you know
the
what,
wall.
look, I'm better off just grabbing
I
your kid and
think
going
you
to
honestly
jail
just
than I am letting what
but
happened
see-
happens.
I think you honestly just tell the mother, "Hey, your kid's getting into the enclosure" before he does it, and she'll run over and grab him. And I think
But
that's
see, that's
all
the
it would
thing.
take. And then she would watch him more the rest of the day, and like that way you don't have to deny the kid his day at the zoo. You don't have to kill anybody like you guys. Or you gotta you kill the kid? You kill. It's like no. How about we just tell the mom, "Hey, watch your kid and don't let him jump in the enclosure." And
I think the real butterfly
Harambe
effect
lives,
thing is that
and he
if
goes
you-
back to Cincinnati or whatever it is.
if you stop that from happening via time travel and they don't realize what the repercussions or what even could have happened, then that kid tomorrow is walking through traffic or something. Like there was a lesson to be learned. I think it had to happen, but there might have been a better way.
CCP Darwin.
So,
gifting
yeah,
a-
Darwin gifting subs. Thanks, man.
A
Thanks for
community
the-
sub? Like, what was that?
It was a gifted sub.
Yeah, so yeah, he gifts his community. He gives it to a random person.
Well, no, it says
This is a
gifted a tier
total of
1 sub to
16.
OpenCom Show
Right.
community.
When
They've gifted a total of 16 in the channel.
16 in the
Right.
channel.
Yeah, so he
Normally,
gifted
like,
a sub
spams that.
to a random person in the channel. Gave it to Futility 101, and it's saying that he's done that 16 times now.
Oh,
oh.
I get it.
Got it. Yep.
The first one is like a running tally. The second one is the one going through.
I was gonna say, yeah, I remember usually it like spams the channel with how many whatever people's names.
But
Harambe.
Harambe. I was like, okay, so are we satisfied with Harambe?
I think we can move on.
I
Yeah,
think
we can
I'll
move on,
leave it
but,
to the
let
panel,
me ask you,
but I have
yeah,
my
Mrs. Country,
I have my thoughts.
How are the kids doing? All that kind of stuff. Since you did come on,
right.
because this is BC's birthday, and
We're doing good. School's over, just ended yesterday, so now I'm gonna have a 6th grader for Carson and a 8th grader for Taylor. It's just crazy. Taylor's 13, so you probably know what that means: attitude and drama and all that good stuff. So it's fun around here.
Starting to
Um,
know everything there is to know
Oh yeah,
about the world.
she knows everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know
Exactly.
nothing. Yeah.
Um,
And then
I remember
we're gonna
knowing
start
everything.
so Sunday we leave and we're going on this, we call it the epic road trip. So we're gonna actually be in Vegas. So we'll be in Vegas and then we're gonna take an RV, rent an RV, and go around to a bunch of national parks like Zion,
nice.
Bryce, Monument Valley, Grand Canyon. all
Bryce
that
is
stuff.
badass.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
god.
we're really
I-
excited. So that's gonna be cool.
yeah, I saw weird that you mentioned Zion. I don't know who it was. Was it you, Manic, that retweeted, or someone put a thing in your Discord, I believe, and it was someone hiking at a Zion National Park, and it was like one of the hikes where I would say I would want to do it, but if you put me in place with it, I don't know if I'd actually do it. And it's like this weird narrow footpath up these rocks, and it's got like a chain.
Oh, like a
thing-
zigzag pattern.
Well, it's got like a chain thing you can hold on to for stability, because obviously they don't want people falling to their deaths. Because other than just that
it sketchy
chain
as
like
fuck?
rope that you can it's like a
Yeah.
chain hanging
it's just a
guardrail,
chain
and you just hang
hung
on to.
on
Other than that, you are
little posts.
unsecured, and
Yeah.
it's literally like sheer like 500 plus foot
Straight
drop,
down,
and on this
yeah.
side sheer 500 straight foot drop, and you have about 4 to 5 foot wide walking path, which sounds like a
Yeah.
lot, but when you're that high
It's-
up
when
and
you're
with
that
no
high up, it's pretty
no
cool.
security,
Yeah, I don't know who
It's-
posted that, but I know what you're talking about.
it was like Canavari or Sarid or one of those guys.
probably.
Yeah, we're not
yeah.
doing that. We're not actual hikers. We're gonna go
Yeah,
look at
I mean
stuff.
that
Go to
that
the-
seems
and-
extreme
and
You
anyway.
can
That's-
drive
you can
away.
easily like drive through Zion
I-
National Park, and
I would have a
and
feeling, and I would
Bryce- oh
hope
my
that they
God.
wouldn't allow
I'm jealous you're
children
going
up
to
on
Bryce
that
Canyon.
anyway,
It's
just
beautiful.
because,
You'd be amazed. I've seen
I
a
would
lot of
hope
kids
they
up
wouldn't
on
let
mountains.
kids up on something like that. I would hope that they would be like, you have to be at least 18 to go on this, because
No, it's a national park. It's open to
It's a
everybody.
family thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen kids hiking some crazy shit.
I would. Oh
I
man,
have a simultaneous like love of beautiful scenic scapes and
what's up, Bob?
very
Oh
good
shit,
fear
Bob's
of
here.
heights. And the last 2 bachelor parties I've gone to, one was in Montana and one was in Colorado, and they were both very like, I'm gonna say wholesome. They weren't wholesome, but they weren't strip club bachelor parties. They were let's go out to the mountains and hike with a bunch of group of guys and get drunk the rest of the time and stuff like that. And it's tough because I'm like, oh, this is a beautiful experience and everything, but at the same time, like everybody else is having the biggest time, and I'm like, I hate being on the edge of a mountain. It's like I want to get to the top and see it all, and then be like back at the bottom. I don't want the experience.
No, you got to make the hike. Those
You
are,
do.
I mean,
Unless you own a helicopter. And I
Mrs.
do.
Country, I'm jealous. Zion and Bryce. I'm assuming maybe you've been before.
No, this is and I've
Oh,
never,
okay. Oh
I've
my
never
gosh.
driven an RV. It's a big first this year. First, of
Okay.
That'll be
everything.
good.
Cool.
So we'll
cool.
see. Either we're gonna learn that we
Zion and-
hate it or not. So this is the test.
Honestly, this weekend it's probably going to be pretty crowded.
Yeah, we actually start
That's
the
true.
actual trip starts the 1st, so I'm hoping maybe things
Okay.
will die down during the week.
Yeah,
We'll see.
yeah. But God, Zion National Park and Bryce Canyon are some of the most beautiful places I've ever been. So
Yeah, that's what I
Have-
keep
have
reading.
fun.
So I'm super excited.
That'd be cool. We did a few of those kind of like family to national park trips when I was young, and they definitely were cool memories.
Yeah, I went all out through there. My family owned an RV while I was growing up, and it was just like we were all out through there. Except we didn't like go out there to get it. It's like we did all the in between from Connecticut on out there, as well. And it really is quite fun to be able to go out there and do that. And that should be a fun trip for you and the kids.
Hey, Mrs.
Yeah.
Elvie.
When you say all the in between, you mean like the world's largest ball of yarn and
Oh
all that
yeah,
shit?
yeah. It's like my father wouldn't fly, so it was like we drove every place. Like like when I was a kid, like in cars, like doing the old family truckster type
Right.
shit. And
Wow,
believe me, it's way better in
wow.
an RV. And no, we'd stop at like all that kind of stuff. Like the first time, like then it was, and then years later, it was just like bypassing everything. It's like this is all just
you
in
drive
between
right
and whatnot.
past it because you've
Yeah.
seen it already.
Exactly.
I've never done the RV thing. My parents used to have like one of those like tow campers, like old ass, like camper towers.
The ones that you have to like prop up,
Well, no, it's
or
just
no,
like
the big metal ones that just kind of attach to the back of a cab or
No.
the cab of a
It was
truck.
like a trailer that's like a camper.
A trailer.
Yeah,
A trailer
Almost like a
camper,
fifth
but it's
wheel.
not like
Yeah,
an
it's like
RV.
a
It's not.
hitch
It doesn't drive itself. You have to tow it.
correct. Yeah, I
Um,
understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. So we used to have one of those
A
way back
camper trailer.
when I was a
This
little
isn't
kid.
a new invention.
Yeah, it's a camper trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a thing. They
think
exist.
camper-
Travel trailer.
Travel
Travel trailer,
trailer,
there you
whatever
go.
you want to
That's
call
fine.
them.
Only
So
because I've been doing like 50 million years of research, so now I know what
Yeah.
everything's called.
yeah, I remember because we were moving from Alaska to Arizona when I was a kid. And we were going through the Yukon. And we like driving from Alaska to Arizona. That's a
Wow.
long fucking drive.
Sounds like a badass drive,
But
scenic wise.
my parents, like, there was 4 of us kids. The oldest was 6 years old.
Yeah,
They decided to
That-
make.
Oh my god!
They decided to do that.
That's
it did-
that's
and
my nightmare.
yeah. So we left from Anchorage and we were only in the Yukon, and it was like not the tundra of the Yukon, but it was like pretty flat. It was before you get into like the big, giant mountains by BC and stuff. And we're going, and we got in, like, me and my older brother got in a fight in the car, and like it was like for 10 miles we were just squabbling, and my dad eventually just like locked up the brakes, like, get out of the truck. And we get out, and he's like,
I have a feeling that might happen on our trip.
yeah, it's as flat as far as you can see, just it's like the permafrost area almost, not quite, but. And he's just like, look around, do you like it here? And we're just like, we didn't, but we're just like, we're supposed to say yes. And we're just kind of like, yeah, it looks good.
You
He's
don't
like,
want to disappoint your dad.
yeah, it's like he wants to say yes, and we're in trouble, so we're just gonna say yes. He's like, you like it here? Yeah. Good. Because if you don't shut up, you're gonna fucking stay here. And we start crying, and then like after we start
And
crying,
then I'll give you something to cry about.
yeah, and then like we start crying, and then he's like, Goose Fraba'd a bit, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna put you guys in the trailer. And I'm gonna turn the Nintendo on. You can play some Nintendo while I drive down the road. How do you think about that?
That is so illegal.
Wait,
it is illegal, but he's
trailers
Was
are
that
nice
the
for
punishment?
the camping aspect of it.
well,
but like you're still car riding or truck riding, whatever you want to call it. To get from there to unless you throw your kids in the back, and then all bets are off.
Well, and that's the thing, is that trailer's not built with any of the safety standards.
No.
That's the
Yeah,
car.
no, it wasn't,
So
and we weren't. But no,
you
it
get blown
was
off the road. The car's gonna
like that.
survive,
That was our
maybe, the
punishment. It was to
trailer's
be
toast.
unsafe unknowingly. That was our punishment in life.
Well, it's a
Oh,
different
okay.
time.
yeah.
different
But
And
honestly,
this was a pop-up trailer, and they were just like huddled down underneath.
we were just laying down. No, it was just
It's cranked down.
I think he was just like, you know what? For the next 3 hours, I bet they're like, this is so nice. It's so quiet. You like this?
Oh,
know?
for sure. When I was a kid, my grandmother rented one
Thanks,
of those
Bob.
that it kind of looked like the overhead U-Haul things. You know, it had like a little sleeper area over the head of it, maybe like an Econo van or something, Econo line. But my grandmother and her roommate rented one and took all of us grandkids out to my great uncle had a ranch in Mississippi, and this would have been coming from Texas. And it was a really cool trip. It was bunch of kids in the back, it's intended that people are in the back watching TV or whatever, listening to music, doing something. But I will say that seems like a safer approach than pawning your kids off into a trailer.
I think. Well, he tried to ignore us for a long
Again,
time.
I'm not gonna knock.
And it
it
was
was a
literally
different
one of
time.
those-
When we were kids, we all did stupid shit. We were riding.
No, it
around
was
in the
one of
back
those
trucks
arguments
and-
where you see it on TV. It was. I remember it actually. It was. I don't remember who started. It was one of those like, he's looking out my window because we were on both sides of and stop looking out his window. Now he's looking out my window. It
I'm
was
not
that.
touching you.
It was
I'm not
that.
touching
Yeah,
For,
I'm not touching you.
yeah, it was that for
I'm not
10
doing
miles.
anything.
It was that for 10 miles, and my parents was like, "We're gonna fucking disown these kids." In
This
in the-
sounds like
Strangle
my
everybody.
nightmare.
yeah. So
God.
bless them for not disowning us in the Yukon.
When I was
So-
in high school, before I could drive,
Hey, at least
my
or
mom
Swift. Damn it! I'll
my
never
mom
get
was
used to
dating
it.
a guy who was helping my older sister learn how to drive, and I was riding in the back seat one time. And at some stop or intersection or something, he said, "Oh, look out for that biker!" And he banged on the door panel. And of course, she hit the brakes and freaked out. And it wasn't a big moment; she was already coming to like a stop sign. Probably very stressful for her. Fast forward a short bit, we were on a trip. I was out in California with my family. We went to the San Joaquin County Fair, and we were getting out of a very hectic county fair parking lot. I'm in the back seat, my dad's driving, and my stepmom's there in the other, passenger seat. And I do the same thing as we're getting out of the county fair, and that was the most scared I've ever been of my father. And he like hit the brakes, of course, and my dad's driving like an F-350 dually. And he turns around like in the middle of the center console area, and he says, "God damn you!" And it just shook me to my core. And that was
That-
like the most measured
Oh
my
my
stepmom's
God.
ever been, because
I
after the
Love
the
this.
10 minutes of silence, she like turned around, and she was usually kind of, blow her lid, but she was like dampering him. She was like, "You just have to understand, you can't do that," like when we're all, and I'm just like, probably ghost white, and thought my father was gonna murder me.
The next
It was
time
good.
I'm a passenger in a car, oh my God,
It's
I
good.
love this.
But it's good at like when you're already coming to a stop. Like the situation, it was terrible timing, and I know that upon reflection. But like, I was just like, but the last time this happened, it was hilarious. Like, what's wrong?
Well, Dirk, you said you didn't fly until you were 20.
I was 20 when I took my first commercial flight.
Oh,
It was like
man.
when I say my father like would not fly, he just wouldn't. Like it was just completely out of the goddamn question. He and my mother drove to every state in the United States except Hawaii. And it was only because it was like their, I don't know, 35th wedding
Why not?
anniversary.
Why not
that
Hawaii?
she
Because
finally
they
told
couldn't
him, you know what?
Why
We've hit
wouldn't you drive to
49."
Hawaii?
Well, you know, hold on. If he could, he would have.
Could you consider
I don't get
flying
it.
a plane
He
driving?
drove a Chevy Avalanche from Connecticut to the Arctic Circle in Alaska, down through California, back to Texas to see family, and then back to Connecticut. 15,000 miles in like a month.
Oh, I was like, that sounds like a week of work for me, but
Oof.
yeah.
It's a lot of miles.
The first time I flew on a plane, it was a different time. I'm old enough. I think I can actually use that phrase. It was a different time. I was 7, and I was able to be put on a plane by myself. My parents didn't come with me. They just put me on the plane, and I flew down to San Jose to see my grandma.
It's impressive though.
And so it's like I was 7 years old, just by myself on the plane. Nowadays, you can't do that.
That reminds me of like
They
people
won't let you
mailing
do
their
that.
kids back in the day.
Yeah, there's like, get on the plane. Hopefully you make it. Grandma should be there somewhere. Find her. But that was also when, people that didn't have a plane ticket could come up to the console. Like,
Up to the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up to the gate. So like as soon as I came off the plane, she was like,
Yeah.
But
God,
Then
we're getting
9/11
old.
ruined everything.
We're getting old.
you can still put kids on planes solo? What the fuck?
I think
I
you
was gonna
can.
say I know I've seen like relatively
probably frowned
definitely
upon
it
in
was
this day
it
and
was
age.
definitely post 9/11. I've seen kids. I mean they get an escort in the airport, but they're on the plane by themselves, and I'm sure like the flight attendants
Checks up on
are
them or something.
instructed to give them a little bit more attention. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't let them get
Yeah, so
swallowed
Darwin said they had
under the
people like
complimentary
airline
blanket.
employees watch. So okay, maybe I was being observed and watched over, and I didn't know it. I thought I was by myself. I thought I was a big kid. I was like, man, I fly by myself.
In that era, you probably were just by yourself.
Yeah.
Very possible.
So
I mean,
what
it's
we
fucking
talking,
San
early
Jose.
90s,
It's San
mid-90s?
Jose. It's funny because I've been to San Jose like visit some relatives before when I was a little kid, and I was like, oh, it's such a nice place. And then what was it like 4 or 5 years ago? I went to 3 or 4 years ago. I went to San Jose, and seeing it as an adult, I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I'd put it in the shithole category, but it's
Doesn't
Eh.
make sense.
You're not eager
hit
to
and
go
miss.
back.
I don't know if San Jose is the best spot. I mean, San Francisco has some nice areas. I mean, it's not Oakland. I don't know. It's San Jose. That's what it is.
I mean,
There's hit and miss all over
I,
there.
I will say, doing those kinds of driving trips, you do see stuff more than just like the ball of yarn and things like that, right? There are historical things to go and see.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
if I hadn't driven my wife, and my wife had never been west of Pittsburgh by car or like south of, I don't know, probably the Virginia coast or something like that by car.
Such a small area.
Everything else she just flew to and whatnot. So it was like, if I hadn't driven her out to Texas by car, to visit my family, and we went by St. Louis, like she never would have seen the arch. I had seen
Sure.
the arch before. Like, it's like, there are things that, you
Yeah.
see by like doing that kind of thing.
Well, and like, so now I live in
There's
the
a lot of
Carolinas.
nice stuff to see in the country.
I was
There's
gonna
a
say I
lot
live
of
in the
shit stuff, too.
Carolinas currently, and my sister lives up in Connecticut. So when I've gone to visit her, like going through like what is it, like the Blue Ridge Mountains or whatever, all that shit, there's some gorgeous shit out there if you're driving around. Just not even like an arch or something that a man built, but like just some really cool scenic, nice spots.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you would totally miss if you
You-
only travel by air.
You know what's funny?
We were coming back. We were coming back by car, and we were gonna. I think we were on 81 or whatever, coming out of Tennessee and into Virginia. And I'm like, we really need to get over to what is it, Skyline Drive or whatever the heck it is there. And I'm like, oh, there's this road up here that we can like cut over and whatnot. And we cut over. We get off the exit, and we cut over, and we following it up, and all of a sudden it turns into a freaking dirt road going up through the mountains. And I'm looking at some of the places out here being like, oh my God, we're going to drive right through a fucking pot farm. and we're gonna get shot, and nobody's ever gonna know we were here.
Murder Mountain.
I did that in Oregon.
Murder Mountain.
Yeah, me and my brother did that in Oregon. We were heading to I think it's
I
called
was
Gold
just
Beach.
gonna say, this sounds like a scenario Drayden would find himself in.
I've been in the thing
wandering
that-
into a pot farm and getting shot at.
Yeah.
And then these four-wheelers came up next to us with AR-15s. I don't even know what we were doing.
There was a dude, another dude, and a lady cop. That sounds like a massacre. No, it was in Oregon. We were heading to Gold Beach for a vacation, and we missed a turn, and we went up this other road. Like, it's still the map. This is before Google Maps. This was just like we had a paper map thing. And it was like, it says it still goes that way.
Hard
It was-
copy map.
Yeah, it was not a highway though. It was a county road, and once we got up into the mountains, and it's like pavement ends. We're still like 25 miles from the coast. Okay. We'll see where this goes. We got there, but man, it was like almost like an hour going 25 miles an hour down some like dirt mountain roads and shit, getting there. But
A random McNally map.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, bro, this is like back before GPS.
I think it was
before MapQuest.
Yeah, I think it was a Rand McNally map. Yeah, I think it was.
Of course it was.
He's making an Eve joke, guys.
Well, yeah, Random McNally. Yeah,
I know, but
Random
but I still-
McNally,
I know,
Random,
Eve
yeah.
character. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
God I
I know,
don't
but
have to explain.
I still
it.
want to pick
yeah.
up.
He's a hydra
Back then,
guy.
you'd buy an atlas.
I actually bought Carson an atlas for a road trip. He loves maps and countries and all that stuff.
Cartography.
but-
I think it's
Yeah.
important to learn how to read a map. Yeah.
But he could probably read it better than I could. Honestly, he's 11, so but he loves that stuff.
You know what's funny though is so we had CCP Swift on, and we spent like half the show talking about travel, and then he wasn't there, and now CCP Swift showed up again, and we're talking about travel.
We're
for,
still
like, the
talking about
first
travel.
hour.
This is so weird.
Just
We've,
can't get off it.
it's come back around.
Damn.
Anyway,
Hey, that
shots,
margarita looks
shots
like
to
it's
old
working out
style
better.
travel.
Well, I was
Hey,
saying no.
shots-
Mm.
honestly,
to maps.
don't be afraid. Like, and
I love
if
maps.
you don't have kids or like yet, or like you're gonna, it's like don't be afraid. Like get them used to a little car travel. You can stop, Drayden. You can stop at a Denny's or like a truck stop
I
or like
ate
whatever.
Denny's for the first time a couple days
They can
ago.
go pee at a roadside, or they can just pee on the side of the road. Whatever. It's like,
Yeah,
you know what?
That's an experience. in
Still
itself.
America.
gotta go,
can
you
do
gotta go.
that.
What was that one?
Shots for
You
GPS,
can't
though,
do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, another
because
thing in
you
your
would get
channel,
called
Manic,
out
it
for
was
someone's
that,
child seeing you.
it was like that outfit for women to like be able to pee outside. You remember that?
Oh God! It was.
Remember
Oh,
that?
damn it! Yeah, it was in my Discord. Somebody was
It
making.
was so.
It was some kind of device.
It was
that
literally like
allowed-
glorified, like
Oh
it was like,
no! It was
they
a
were just
pair
pants
of
that they could pull open. They were pants that could pull
Yeah,
open, and
they
you
were
could pee out of
they
them
were like
for chicks.
exercise leggings, and they had a flap opening so that women could go pee when they're out hiking.
Yeah, and I remember
Wi-
there was
without
like
having to
here's
pull
a
their
guide
pants
of
down.
like for women
it
how to
seem
pee
reasonable, or
without
was it,
without
like-
without
Honestly,
toilet paper
like-
and without like having to like
If I'm 100% honest with myself, the way the fabric was like folded and sewn, and it looked legit. It's just-
the
it
funniest
I feel like yoga pants are
The
not hard to
funniest
get down,
phrase
but I don't
was
know what
that-
benefit this
But-
thing is bringing to the
the
table.
funniest
mean,
phrase was
well-
they're like function follows form. It
Should-
opens
should we
like the
ask-
woman's
should
body.
we-
I'm like,
Should we ask the one woman
Yes,
in
we
the
should
chat
ask-
right now?
Oh, you
Yeah.
can ask a woman how to get off yoga pants, or just like in general how to get off yoga pants. It's like
Just how logical.
Four
it is.
guys
getting
four
them
guys
down is-
debating the
getting 'em down is
legitimacy
easy, getting 'em off is
of
where the difficulty
pants
comes
for
in.
women that they
This
can
is-
pee through.
This is a snapshot of America.
I'm not commenting on
We need
this.
to check our privilege, guys.
yeah.
I've watched enough adult films that integrate hiking to know that it's not hard to change where
What adult films are you watching?
All
Drayden,
sorts.
there's a video for everything. I mean,
Exactly.
I mean, Rule 34.
And
I know what it is.
I like this. I like this.
All right. Anyways, to quote the chat, this conversation suddenly became.
It did.
incredibly
I'm
awkward,
sorry. I
which-
apologize.
oh,
It was
sorry. Are
Which
we-
shockingly I've never heard before. But
Yeah.
is open comms
Yeah,
getting too awkward
oh,
for our
man.
viewers?
Okay. I mean, should we talk a little bit about it?
We can move on.
Let's move on. So you went back to college, Manic. That was a thing.
Yeah.
I saw you tweet about
Th-
this the other
this-
day, and
this-
this is actually an interesting story. And
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cool. So CCP has teamed up with the University of Iceland to put together this free online course. Now it's not about Eve specifically, but it's about just kind of the um, study of the
Mentical.
mental and physical effects of loneliness and social isolation, and they work Eve into that uh that discussion by, because I mean it's no secret we've all made friends in Eve. Eve has probably done a lot to help people through the pandemic. The social aspects of Eve are very strong, and so it's a it's a pretty cool thing. So I started this course just on a whim. um and
Was it is it a single course? I mean, and
No,
just before the
it's
show,
a-
you kind of mentioned something that made it sound like there were multiple things, and I don't know if that means multiple classes or multiple segments or whatever.
Yeah, there's multiple segments to it. So, and I think it's running through January. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think each week they release some new materials, and it's mostly in video format. And then after you get done watching these 3 or 4 videos, they have links to external like research papers to go and read about, and you can have discussions with other people who are taking the chat. There's like a little forum aspect to it.
So it's like actual college.
It's
Is it-
like an
what-
actual
is this a
online course.
Is this a 4-credit course, like, I don't know, for students at Iceland University
don't
or
think so.
University of Iceland or whatever?
If they touched on that, I don't remember it. So I don't know if it's like a 4-credit thing. But I mean, anybody can register. You can take the course for free, but it's like a limited access. You can't like once the course is over, you can't go back and redo it. But if you pay, I think it's $50, you get unlimited access to all the course materials, and you get like a little certificate at the end.
Huh.
And what friggin' Eve player doesn't like to get a certificate?
Right.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
what the hell?
Shit, should we
Can you pay
Let me-
in Plex? Can you pay?
Here's an idea. Do
Can
we
you
give
pay in
out
Plex?
scholarships? Do we like maybe next show we'll give out
Holy
like we'll do
shit.
like
Give out an
yeah,
open
maybe
com
next show we'll do
scholarship.
like a drawing to give out a couple scholarships.
This is actually I unironically
already
love this
begun?
idea.
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
already
We should
begun,
give
or
out
like-
some
or there's gonna
scholarships
be
to the
another
Eve
thing?
University.
I
Uh,
will.
I don't want them to miss the early
contribute.
parts.
I
Well, no,
will
we could use the
contribute to-
open the wallet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll just fund a couple people's
no, but-
college career.
But
I
hold on,
love
hold on.
this. The Open Com scholarship.
Beautiful.
Hell yeah.
$50 course.
Is this going to be repeated again, or like would they have already missed the first couple classes? Because honestly, I feel as though the introduction, of this would probably be helpful. But if there's another class that's coming up after this, maybe that's the one we want to, buy the.
Well, I got the impression that whenever you start, you have access to the previous materials, regardless of what's going on this week. But I think after June, if you do the free course, if you do the free tier, I think at the end of June you lose all access to the course. But if you pay the $50, you can go back and watch everything as many times as you want.
I'll have to figure out if that's doable, because I would assume that when you sign up and pay for it, they're gonna want like your account info, and I'm not gonna be able to like.
Oh,
I don't want to like
Well,
say,
no,
hey,
well, we
give me
can
your
just-
account info so I can sign you up for school. So
What you can do is you can just say, look,
we can send them
if you
the money,
complete
but
this
then they might
course and
just...
show us the certificate, we will pay for your course.
No, we don't.
But then
we don't
that's like a
reimburse people.
post-
That
Well,
means
yeah.
they,
it'd
that
be
means
like
they have to
tuition
pay up front.
reimbursement through a company, as opposed
I'm
to
sure
like
if you reach
I
just
hand
think
them
I think it would be
50 bucks and
cooler
they
if,
go out
if we
and buy,
just
like,
I might-
signed some
cocaine.
people up.
I might
think if you
see if I can
reach
get a
out
hold
to
of
them,
maybe I can get a hold of maybe Swift or Convict or
Right.
something and ask them like, hey, is
Yeah.
there a way that we can give CCP X amount of dollars for X amount of courses, and then you guys can give those to certain people's
Yeah,
accounts?
I don't see
because
why
then
not.
we don't have to, because CCP, it's okay if they apply something to someone's account, but that way we don't have to get any of their
Right.
account info. I would
What
be
if,
cool with that.
What if we
Yeah,
tried
but-
to petition CCP to do like a Plex for Education drive?
Dude,
All right, there's that.
That could
Plex
be
for
really
Plex for
interesting.
education.
Plex for I was trying to think of a good
Plex for Learning, you know,
Well,
it's like,
catchphrase.
yeah,
and then
you got to think of a
CCP, you
catchy
just
name.
pay them
Yeah,
directly.
like trying
I mean,
to think
they've
of
got a
like
marketing
something to do with the
department, let them do
brain that starts with something.
Pledge.
No, plexication.
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 Trying to
Something
find
like
a link to the course. Hold on, so I can just put it in the chat. Here we go.
that. Plex for skill points.
Plexication in my
Skill
mind
points.
just
Well,
says
No,
that
Ronnie,
it's
you
gonna-
don't know.
Ronnie, there's already Plex for skill points. They're called skill ejectors.
I was gonna say that makes me think you're just cutting out the middleman, and instead of having to sell your Plex that you may have bought to, turn into ISK to buy skill books, presumably they would just take out the middleman and be like, "Yeah, just buy them with Plex now."
And I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw you tweet this out the other day, Manic, and I saw Friendship Machine forming a new type of human connections, I'm sitting there going, please fucking tell me CCP Guard or the man formerly known as CCP Guard is now a
The artist
professor
formerly
of
known.
social interaction at the University of Iceland.
Sweet.
That is not that. I'm sorry to report that is not the case. But yeah, I put the link in chat. Yeah, it's called the Friendship Machine forming a new type of human connection. But it's so I guess from an Eve standpoint, if you are a seasoned Eve player, the things they talk about in the context of Eve through this course, you're not going to really learn anything new. But I'm interested in psychology. That was one of my majors in college. So being able to look at Eve through a psychological academic perspective has been pretty cool. Honestly, I encourage everybody to go check this thing out. It's free. You don't have to pay the $50, but if you do, you get a neat little certificate at the end. So
I was gonna say, sorry.
no, go ahead.
When you click that link, it says there's one session available, starts May 28th. That was today. So,
Well,
is anyone
and see,
missing out?
I
sorry.
didn't see that when I started it. It had that day's date. So I think that
Oh,
date is
okay.
programmatic to show like whatever. But
Start now.
yeah,
I mean,
you can
just
still
look at this
enroll.
last slide. In this course, the University of Iceland, in collaboration with leading game developer CCP Games, will guide you through the most interesting insights to emerge from the world of video games. Themes include friendship, loneliness, and the societal implications of a new type of human connection rapidly being formed in the 21st century. This course does not include anything regarding blockchain. Actually, that
Good little
part's
waiver.
not there, but
I was like,
but
I
guess
didn't
what?
see that.
It's also not part of this
Oh,
course.
I was like,
Didn't
man, no
actually say that.
Doge.
Which means that Hilmar won't be like, coming to talk to you during this course.
No, it's actually CCP Ghost, who's been heavily involved with the NPE. You see him up on stage, typically at FanFest. He's the guy with white hair, and he's always talking about like the psychology of being a new
Yeah.
player in Eve and how new players find their footing. So it's a really interesting course. They touch on the sort of I guess addictive behavior in the context of video games. But they talk about like studying positive and negative aspects of gaming behavior in various contexts. But they talk about how COVID has really impacted people because, like I said, they touch on the physical and mental effects of social isolation and how dangerous it can be. They estimate, like, I think the research says that, intense feelings of loneliness can take like a decade off of your life. So it's an interesting course. I don't know what else I can say about it, but it's just cool to see Eve through this context, which I hadn't really
Drayden, can you
considered
play
before.
the video?
Is it
I mean,
on
there
that
is a
site?
video on that link.
There's
there.
a trailer for it. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh, hold on. It even
Oh.
has a trailer. People who also like to get
Well,
certificates.
it's just like a little intro of what you'll get if you sign up for the course. But yeah,
Is there a
you
way
go
to
the-
enlarge? Oh, there we go. Let me.
Enhance.
if it's too complicated, don't worry about it. People can click on the link and go watch it themselves. You guys in the chat, you're all
interested, though.
smart. You
I
know how
read
to
a
play a
little
video.
blurb about
I
it, but
found
didn't
it.
know much about it, so you guys
There.
can
I
talk
can,
about
I can get it going if we want to play it. How long is it? That's the thing.
It's like
graphic
2
material?
minutes.
Sure, we'll play it.
This trailer for what? Is that a word?
Is this in English? Oh,
Yes.
Kong Polytechnic University.
So is the course. So is the course.
I like the
Wait,
fast
this
motion.
is not.
Hi everyone.
Drayden, did you
ANA
click the right one?
101X
Is this the right video?
What in the hell, Drayden?
No,
Is this the right video?
this is the right video. Wait,
Is that Hilmar?
I mean, this is the video that's on the page. This does not look right.
I think this is like so. It's,
That's
What is
Hilmar.
happening?
this is the Hong Kong University of something. Pyrotechnics, is that what it said?
I swear to God, they've got the wrong video on the page.
Can we just watch this anyway then?
Watch it. Yeah, play.
This is.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's got the right
What's-
screen grab, but
Look at his. Look at his name. It's like Elon Musk's kid's
This is
name.
like, it's Elon Musk's kid. He's all grown up already.
Okay, we're gonna watch this, guys. Get ready.
is this
is an
Anatomy
open
101X?
online course introducing the anatomy of human body from the perspective
Can we play this? This is a human anatomy video. All right,
It's like
Oh my
there's
god,
no
I
wrong
cannot
video
believe
on
this.
the
I will have the off button ready to go just in case. Countdown. No, there's already
the actual trailer.
there's already a penis in the background if you guys haven't spotted it, but it's on a model, so don't worry about it.
of 6 allied health
Darwin,
disciplines,
can you do a
including
stab
nursing,
That little
to, like,
hand.
somebody and,
optometry,
like, get this fixed?
physiotherapy, occupational therapy, medical laboratory science, and radiography.
Why is
The
that
real
guy-
life
Look
case
at-
scenario is presented at the first week
here.
of the
What
course
is happening?
with a micro movie and 6 allied health role-play videos edited by a team of
What
Hong
is
Kong
this?
actors and medical professionals.
Darwin, what's on
This is
this?
a tragic.
This
video.
is not a spoof.
Stroke
you click it
affects our
yourself, you'll
closest
see this.
relationships.
Is this literally
It is
what the link
likely
is?
to
I
be a
have to
tough
check
time,
now.
not just for stroke survivors, but also for their partners, family members, and fans. If you were one of them, would you take this opportunity to better
poor
understand
bastard.
our
It
body
is.
systems and the allied health services that are vital in getting your loved ones up? If you want to be a healthcare professional
I don't think
anywhere
this
in
is
the
gonna all of a
world,
sudden
this
change
course
over.
can equip
Hey,
you
we're just
with the
fucking with you.
qualification in human anatomy that is essential for all medical positions and clinical practices.
It's like you can't stop
Oh my
watching.
god, I am
It's
so
like a
glad we clicked this.
car wreck
Our
or
target
something.
audience include potential
that?
students and current
was a
students of
worthy
any allied health
little
disciplines,
trail
This is
to
as
delve
well as the
into.
general public who is interested in knowing
There
more
is an actual
about
trailer
our
though. I'm
human
trying to
body,
find it.
especially those who may have family members suffering from stroke
The
or
internet
any
is
common
difficult,
illnesses
and
to take
someone-
What
care of.
is?
No, this
You
is
will
not
figure
what
out
you
how
get a
to-
scholarship
ANA
for.
Oh, no.
Maybe
Ah,
for the other course.
It's only in the
I
left
swear to
ear.
God, if this guy at the end sits there and goes, "But hey, you want to hear about friendship?"
And it
All right, that's the
also
video.
works amazingly.
That wasn't the right one, I'm guessing.
That is unique.
That
It
is
the
so
video- it is
damn
the
funny.
video from the friendship machine forming a new
That
type
is
of human
awesome.
connections
What
from
is-
from their website.
Look, let's be honest. You can't form human connections until you understand how the body works.
Until you
Okay,
understand until you
Bjorn-
understand how humans work, like yeah, exactly.
Bjorn
What even
Yoha
is a human?
posted
Let's talk
the,
about it.
the actual trailer in the chat.
I don't know. It
I
might
feel
be
as
hard
though-
to
I feel as
top
though
what
I
we
have
just
clicks on
watched.
it.
We can't top what we just went
I-
through.
I
That
was
was the
ju-
peak
yeah.
of the
Oh
night.
no.
You
No,
guys,
you're
you guys,
absolutely
we have
right.
an hour left. It's all downhill.
What a
from here.
diamond in the rough we just stumbled upon.
That was pretty good.
That was magic.
I
Did
like-
you need a,
Hold on.
a shot
the question
for that
is,
video?
the question is,
Yeah, let's do
are
a
we the
shot for
ones
that.
are we the ones
Yeah,
that
let's
discovered
do a
this unique
I-
error?
I kind of think so. I haven't seen anything on Reddit.
let's
about
let's
this
do a
yet.
shot for Musk Jr.
The
and
only
his
people who
awareness.
actually watched the video.
oh
Well,
man.
and for a good cause. They're talking about setting up a scholarship, and then we stumble upon a gold mine.
Oh, God
Okay.
bless.
CCP
God bless.
Darwin is on the case.
Yeah, Darwin's like, I
He's
reported.
getting-
He's
God
like, hey
bless
guys.
to a university and the leading game developer of games.
Hong Kong
for-
University.
for
Shut-
website design.
Hong Kong University of.
Shouts to Hong Kong
What was
University.
it? It was University of. It wasn't pyrotechnics. That's
It
not
was
a
something
thing.
polytechnic.
Polytechnic.
Hong Kong Poly.
You do know this is BC fucking with y'all, right?
Right?
No, it's not.
Yeah,
if it is, he's
fucking with
that
us.
whole website.
Yeah, he's like,
Impressive from the afterlife.
yeah, just
Oh
check
my
out this
God.
video. I'm gonna put this on here.
Awesome. Fucking awesome.
That'd be a good way to do it. I like it.
That being said,
I like
just
his
real
style.
quick. Can we show the one that he linked out there? In the
Yeah,
channel?
yeah.
Just
Hold on.
And let's try not to talk through this one because it is
That
pretty
one was okay to
was
talk to.
hard.
Yeah, this
that
one
was
background.
that one was fine because we had no idea what we were.
that one was funny. Yeah, we won't talk through this one.
Don't ever delete this VOD, Drayden.
I don't delete the main show VODs. That's against my nature. Ooh, I almost clicked stop
Here we go,
streaming
here
though.
we
I
go.
almost clicked the wrong button.
So there are two giant forces crossing our planet today. One of them is the rise of video games as cultural shapers, with 2.6 billion people today playing video games. And the second is the rise of loneliness and social isolation.
There are studies that actually show that being very lonely can take up to 15 years of your life. I mean, it shorten your life for 15 years. That's a lot of effect. Definitely loneliness can kill.
And there is definitely something called a bad video game for the user and a good video game for the user. In this class, we're going to try to delve into primarily what constitutes some of the more positive elements in building a video game that has a positive, meaningful impact on the player's life.
When many people, especially of the older generation, think about somebody who is gaming, they think about somebody who is sitting alone in his room with his computer for hours and hours and hours, not interacting with anybody. Gaming is so much more than that.
The motto for CCP Games is to make virtual worlds more meaningful than real life. And what we found out over the last couple of years in our research is that for a lot of people, they're deriving a lot of meaning from playing our games, especially EVE Online, because they are fostering deep social connections that are having meaningful impacts on their lives.
And we see that in studies again and again and again, that people are actually using the gaming societies or the groups that evolve around gaming to widen their social circle, actually. In a lot of ways, online friends can become offline friendships.
If you want to improve the lives of the people around you with your contribution to it, we will give you insights into what are the steps you need to take to make sure that you're contributing to a meaningful social connection with another human being. But we will also be looking at what are video games today? How are they shaping the world? How are they impacting as cultural shapers when it comes to making more money than both movies and music industry combined?
Yeah. That was much more along the lines of what I was expecting
You know what?
for the video.
Shots for a much more thoughtful and interesting course than that
Yeah.
than that Anatomy 101 crap.
Yeah.
I feel like I should I hope that whoever Darwin gets a hold of doesn't fix it before tomorrow, because I'm probably going to screen capture and record whatever that video was that we saw for whatever purposes. No, I mean, like, that's an interesting, and honestly, like what the guy was saying towards the end, like, you know, they're using the gaming communities to build to increase their social network. That is, it's funny because if you go back like 10 or 20 years, or people that aren't into the video gaming community, they would think that that's like, what I mean, yeah, but you're talking to people like on the internet.
My
It's
parents
not the
still
same.
think it's weird. Like
Yeah.
they still think it's strange that I have
good call, Garden.
a sizable group of friends that I've really only met a handful of times.
Yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and I think that Eve is an example above a lot of other games in how in depth that the community gets, especially with the meetups and stuff. But that's not to say that, you know, World of Warcraft or other games like that don't do it, because you go to BlizzCon. I've never been to a BlizzCon, but I'm assuming that you get people that go to these BlizzCons and they are in their guilds in World of Warcraft, and they, you know, have been talking and hanging out with each other for years daily basis, it's pretty much probably the same thing as Eve. So
Right.
you do get these, actual friendships, like long-term friendships with people that you never would have met because they don't live anywhere near you. The thousands of miles away, hundreds of miles away, whatever it is. And because you play a game with them, now you are hanging out with them, talking to them all the time, and it's a long time thing. I mean, pretty much everyone I know in Eve, Dirk, Manic, all of you guys, I didn't play this game, never would have known who the hell you guys
never would
are.
have met. Yeah.
Yeah, never. And but I'm coming to your house to watch Matrix this December.
Hell
so-
yes.
So I mean, like why would I drive to Salt Lake City? I
We
didn't
went on,
I didn't
we
dox
went on
you,
a
did
mission
I?
together.
Because you
Yeah.
want to
No.
go out and mission in Salt Lake City. I know.
We already
I've
missioned.
seen this before.
He
This
has
shit
the
has
t-shirt.
happened before.
Yeah, we already
and
missioned.
it will
They
happen
were
again.
disappointed with my beard in the temple.
They did not like.
They didn't like my beard. I think they saw through my disguise. But yeah, it's
Sikander
it was
says Ghost is an academic. He was hired to do a certain thing. That's how he sees our world, which is not the way I see it. And you know what, Sikander? In a lot of ways, you're right. Okay, a lot of people don't see it as that, but given the depth and breadth of this community and the number of years that it has existed for, somebody like a Ghost can walk in here and begin to study us. Like, granted, not study us the same way Harambe got studied, but like in a different way. And that is completely freaking amazing. And it's because of the longevity of this game.
Sure.
It has gone on so long now that there is so much data out there that they can pull out. And a guy like Ghost can actually begin to,
It's
I was,
actually a
I was,
good
I was
course
just
like
thinking,
this.
yeah, like remember when CCP staffed an actual economist
I wasn't
to-
going to bring it up earlier.
to
but it crossed
monitor
my
the
mind.
market and the movement of ISK and Plex?
I
Hired
remember when they
economists.
stopped
How
having an
how many
economist.
how many games companies keep an economist on staff? Like it's
man,
weird, but it
because
makes
most-
sense for
Probably
Eve.
none at this
Yeah,
point.
most games
companies
economies
then
aren't in
stopped
depth enough to
having
need one.
Right,
So
but that's what I'm saying.
Continue to
And
fuck with
now-
a really intricate economy.
Well, and now what you were saying, Dirk, is like there's so many different people that play this game, and so many people interpret the game in
Differently.
their own way. Like it makes sense to have an academic or a psychologist on staff to kind of study the vibe of the community and how we all think, and use that to further develop the game.
Well, he's another input. Okay, look, nobody should think that Ghost is somehow driving things, but the mere fact that somebody who is working internally and understanding what they're doing, watching what we're doing, compiling data and whatnot, can like be part of forming a course about it. And there have been authors out there who have written their own PhD type dissertations and books related to what happens in Eve Online and whatnot. And again, it goes back to, we're not the biggest gaming community in the world, but we are among the longest living in the data over
A
time.
lot of data points. There has been over the years so many different. Hey, I'm writing up my dissertation papers. Or I've been doing this, that, and the
it's
other.
like
It blows my mind how often this small little niche community has shown up in the economic world or the academic world, and to the extent that, if I recall, I remember seeing some Reddit threads where Eve things have showed up in textbooks, like they've been referenced in
Really?
college textbooks. Yes, we are studied more so than people writing papers on us. People have put us into textbooks, and
I was
that's
gonna say,
highly
I
fascinating.
think every Eve Vegas I've been to, there's been at least one person there who talks about how they're writing their dissertation on Eve, like for their doctorate
didn't
in
know that. That's
accounting or
mind-boggling.
That's
economics.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and there's plenty to write on. I mean, honestly, like the psychology thing that these guys are talking about with this video, economics. I mean, I think social interaction is probably
Sociology?
like a predominant one. Economics is another one.
Sociology, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
Just behavior, human behavior in general. And I
There's
mean,
a ton.
I mean, in the games
People
around long
have-
enough, and
people
maybe
have
even like if it's on
used-
Game Evolution, I don't know if that's like something you'd write a dissertation on, but
maybe at the right university.
right. I didn't
For
graduate
sale.
college, so I never had to write a dissertation. On
Hey, I'll
anything,
drink to that.
so-
But anyway, yeah. Go check it out. It's a cool little course.
I probably will, and I am gonna.
And the material, like the videos aren't long. I think they're maybe like 7 or 8 minutes each, and there's like 3 or 4 of them in a course. So it's not a difficult thing. It provides
are there quizzes, are there tests, like, you know, or is it just like, or is this just like, you know, you're kind of taking it as kind of, you know.
So I think after the first course that I did, there is kind of like a knowledge check. They asked me some questions, true or false kind of things. They were not difficult. If you were paying half attention, you would pass the knowledge check. So,
see,
but
this is
again,
where
I don't know if
doing the
you're
whole
in college, you
scholarship
get
thing.
credit
It's like,
for it.
It's like, I'm not all about like paying for a scholarship for somebody who's not actually going to try. So I think there should be some metrics that are involved here within, you know, in terms of like, you know, a grade point average or something like that.
we need to interview our potential.
Look, I think maybe if you want to send in kind of a request for reimbursement,
yes,
I would no. So
and then also you'll be reimbursed at the end, assuming you A, pass the course with B, a high enough grade.
Well, right. So I would say like that's actually a good idea, and the fact that because if we're gonna be doing our scholarship program. I would love to do an OpenCom scholarship program. I really want to do this now.
I love this idea.
I want to do it for at least 2 to 4. 2 to 4. Like we could, I would say let's do 2, and we'll figure
$100.
Yeah, $100. We'll go 2 scholarships that we're gonna give out. I want to say next week, but I don't want to guarantee it. I don't want to guarantee a time because I do want to get a hold of Convict or Swift or
definitely
or Aurora or someone, and they might have to send me to someone because maybe it's not something the community team can solve, so they might have to send me to someone else.
You
but
you might have to talk to somebody at the university.
More I don't know,
right.
But I want to get a hold of them because I feel like they're the ones that I would get a hold of.
Financial aid office for this,
right? Yeah, I'll get the workaround. I do.
By the way, make sure you fill out your FAFSA if you're in America.
Yeah, please do. No, so I do need to get a hold of them, and then they can send me where I need to go, or they can get a hold of the people that I need to talk to.
If we only do
it's
2
possible.
scholarships, how do we make it diverse?
But that's the thing is that I want to make sure, because I don't want to just do a random chat giveaway and have someone be like, "You want a scholarship?" Like, "Oh, cool," and then they'll never use it. I want it to be people that are actually interested in like doing this.
Yeah.
And so maybe once I figure out if we can do it or not the way that we want to do it, then maybe we'll set up a thing where like, you know, people can send in like, yeah, I'd like to do it, and maybe we'll do a thing like send us your Twitch username and your in-game username so that we can, you know, match the two. You don't have to give us like your login account username, just your in-game character name, and link it with your Twitch username so that and then we can have a giveaway of those people that signed up for it, and then even if you're not online at the time, you could still win, and we'll get a hold of you. So then maybe we can give out scholarships. I would like to do that. That would be hella fun.
Sikander right now is bringing up Eve University, and he's wondering about all of those, you know, former players who have a lot of Eve University debt. That, you know, and they're wondering if we're going to reimburse. No, we're talking about this course here. We're not reimbursing.
This is a scholarship. We're not getting rid of your
student loans for Eve University are on you.
Yeah, student loans is your thing. This is for people that haven't gone to school yet. We're gonna like prevent them from getting student loans. So it's student loan prevention, not student loan erasure. So
and look, this is just a course. This is not your full degree in what was it? Like, you know, how to be social and not lonely and stuff like that. Okay, it's like, look, that's a lifelong course. We're not paying for your lifelong.
That's a lifelong course.
For your lifelong
how to make friends and not be lonely.
Yeah.
You're gonna be figuring that shit out for the rest of your life.
You'll be like 80 years old. You're like, how do I make friends?
How do I make friends?
You gotta go to the bingo group.
You have to.
I should have taken that goddamn.
You have to hang out in the day room and play checkers with all the other olds.
So I'll get that rolling.
Go to the ice cream social in the day room.
Yeah, sometime this week I'll be getting a hold of those guys to figure out how to do that, because that's a cool idea and I love it and I want to do it. So
I dig it.
I'm not gonna lie.
It sounds very cool.
Yeah, we'll get the OpenCom scholarship program rolling.
The best you can do to not overcomplicate it you know,
I
better,
am,
but
I
I'm not
am
sure how.
not
True.
going to fucking lie.
But I want to
okay?
sign up of some kind.
This is one of those
Simple- a
topics
simple
that
sign
was
up.
meant to be Manic just saying what it was, like this thing was and whatnot.
This turned
And
into a
30
full-blown
minutes later,
discussion.
It turned into what, like 35
Maybe
minutes
like
with
45
a
minutes, yeah.
complete scholarship program.
True.
That being
yeah.
said, the first video was fairly good. Still,
That-
and
Yeah.
I
Oh my
encourage
God,
anybody at
that
the
that
Hong
was
Kong
so
Polytechnic
good. Just the
University
fact, and like I
make
was
sure to
worried
take-
for a second. I thought I opened the wrong course.
No, it was
It
there.
wasn't my fault.
It's the wrong video.
I
It's
swear
the
to
wrong
God,
video
if-
on the
if
right
that guy-
page.
If that guy
Anatomy
came out
101.
and it was a secret
it.
video that got leaked and it was like, we started the virus, I was gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's.
I think this was discovered on this show, though, and I think that's important.
I think we did discover it.
Yeah, well, and
think that is
I have it linked because someone linked it to me earlier. So I have it, and the funniest thing is the opening visual. I'm not gonna play it again. Is the caption is, and now I would like to introduce the interdisciplinary teaching team.
Interdisciplinary.
So this is disciplinary, and it's literally a guy standing there. He's got glasses on, and there's some
It wasn't
lady
even Fozzie.
got her hands on his forehead, and there's a pen like stuck against his glass lens, like on his eye. I'm like, I'm scared of what disciplinary
fuck is
action
going
is.
on?
Yeah, this is some disciplinary action that I don't know was.
What did he do?
I'm
my
so
God.
scared.
Honestly, not for that to not even be like a skit type thing. For it to just happen.
We could not.
like,
we could
couldn't have
not
even
have
made
planned
that
that
shit up.
any better.
I was just started
that
playing. I was
was
like, "Is this what we're
perfect.
supposed to be watching?" And
This-
Manning's
this-
like,
it was a perfect storm.
When Manic was
Everything came
unsure-
together in just the right way.
When Manic was
The
unsure, I
first
knew we
words-
hit gold.
The first words out of my mouth were, "What the hell is Hakpolix? Is that an
Yeah.
Icelandic word?" It's like,
And I was like,
but it
I
wasn't.
saw
It's
I saw
Hong
the
Kong
Hong
Poly.
Kong Polytechnic sign, and I was like, wait, this can't be right. I
What-
don't
but
remember
what
this.
was
But
the
you
guy-
don't know when it's Icelandic.
No, the funny is, like, I'm pretty sure I know what happened is like when it's like my name is, and it was like the weird, like random letters.
The
I think it's
Elon Musk
because
name?
yeah, the Elon Musk name. It was probably because they hadn't incorporated whatever Chinese language
Oh, the
fonts
Chinese
into the system, and so it
characters.
replaced it with whatever character.
Oh my
Although
god,
normally,
you're
when,
right.
normally when you see that, it's just boxes, right? It's just boxes.
Boxes
so-
with like an X
Yeah,
through
empty
it.
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, or,
Oh,
or
you're
just
right.
boxes, empty boxes
Yeah,
sometimes.
just empty boxes.
So like the fact that it was actual like AX01 X.
That video is just
But-
bizarre. I don't know what's going on there.
I know, but hold on. And again, all the things that come together in one time, right? BC's birthday, Harambe's
Harambe.
5-year anniversary, a Friday night, and then while totally trying to be serious about this course,
Hong Kong
That
Poly with
happened.
We get
Axioxa
Hong Kong
101
Poly-
X's.
Human anatomy at Hong Kong Polytechnic.
I mean, she mentioned it. He probably was trolling.
Well, and the weird thing is like it
Yeah,
kept,
that
it
was,
kept
that was
showing.
BC. BC gave us his blessing. With
That's
that
true. It
video.
kept showing the mannequin, like the muscle mannequin with like the muscle penis, and it was like doing like the fast
There was also
motion.
a dude like this.
It was like doing the
It's like,
fast motion
"Ooh, I'm
run.
like Hong Kong.
It was doing the fast motion run through like the campus, and it's like, does your penis mannequin normally make runs around the grounds here at HK Poly? I don't know.
Likely.
Possibly.
Watch Community.
We told people we were moving
was-
on to Eve,
It was lightning in
and
a
we
bottle.
thought we were. And then
We
it was
tried.
Like, oh
Yeah,
my
it
God.
Tried. We couldn't do it.
You'll never get it again. It'll never happen.
All right.
Oh
So
my god. Okay.
we do need to
let's
move on to the
actually
next
talk about
course in the
Eve.
syllabus.
Yeah. So, Stargate Trailblazers is a thing that's been started. It started 3 days ago. It's going until I believe the 1st. Or is it the June 1st?
The 5th.
No,
right?
no, June
What?
1st. 25th. So it started a few days ago, but it's going to the 1st. So there's extended to the 3rd. Okay, so Swift is saying that they extended it to the 3rd.
Is that because they're not getting enough resources that are like, being mined out there and shit like that? Or
Yeah,
like,
so
the-
is
the-
this
the
an
or
ex-
gates-
just for the
the-
fun of the game?
or is it an extension for the holiday?
The gates are gonna be constructed no matter whether people mine if people run the sites or not. The gates are gonna be constructed.
Well, that's
We've-
not Eve real.
Fozzie
See-
confirmed that. I agree.
Yeah.
And
Do-
that's
See,
a
that's
whole
the-
other can of worms.
What
but we
what
don't
are
have
the
to get into
gates
it
that are
right now.
being built?
I don't.
Building a
I don't-
handful of
I
low
don't
sec
know.
connections from high sec to low sec. in
Is there a
various
stain
regions. I know
gate this time?
Solitude,
Is-
there's
Yeah,
yes, that's
there's a
the
stain gate. Yeah.
That, it's
Stain
all
gate's
circled
real?
around the
So
stain
the
gate,
April
but
Fool's joke
expanded
was-
to others, I think.
The April Fool's joke was not
It
an
held
April
some
Fool's
truth.
joke.
And that's
Um,
why I wanted to fight it.
Yeah, so Swift was saying there were some issues in the first day, so they're giving people more time for the full effect. So, yeah, so essentially you're mining stuff for whatever empire you choose to mine for, and that helps build their gate, and then you get some LP.
So Swift mentioned it on Talking in Stations and a handful of other places, as far as I recall. So there are some other. When they mention that you can have a player effect on the outcome, they are putting up like a monument or like a a gate description or something that's going to mention the people who were most active in the event. So that is kind of cool. People who get involved and want to take
That's cool.
yeah, people who want to take an active stand, their name will ring out on that gate or whatever at the monument or something for
Ring out?
eternity,
Like-
as far as we know. Well,
Not
their name
literally.
will
Oh, I was like, does it like
be. It will be permanent.
It plays
You-
audio.
jump
of all-
through.
in an
It's a
in-game
constant shouting of all the players' names, just
Oh,
looping.
Ring out
imagine like
24 hours.
the people with
In
the
the
worst
game.
names ever would be like
I know his name. It rings out.
the worst people's name, the worst names out there.
Man-face missile tits.
Man
I was
face
hoping they got
missile
involved.
tits
I
as you go
almost
through
said
the
Shooter
gate.
McLoads.
Shriek loads.
I was gonna make a post about hoping Manface McMissile Tits or whatever was like actively involved, because if you're gonna put your name permanently on something, people need
Why
to
not
game
a
it, because that's
Stargate?
your opportunity.
Now I'm wondering.
That's why
if-
you have that name, to make it
I-
permanent somewhere. If
I
not
gotta-
a statue in Iceland, then somewhere in the game.
I know there's a way to look up names on the Eve monument, and now I want to see if Manface Missile Tits is on there.
Yeah,
it depends on how early you started playing, I guess.
So I remember when they first released it, like that was like a web page tool. They were like, "Find
Yep,
yourself."
I got
you
it right
know?
here.
Can you post the link, please? Because I want to know that that's
Is it on the tip?
piece of metal
It's
permanently
Eve
in our
Online,
world.
eveonline.com/monument.
That's a really hard website to remember.
So
Wait,
you know eveonline.com.
.com
You know eveonline.com.
/
That's the easy
monument?
part.
Ooh.
/monument.
It's got to
The
be
regular
/
whichever one. Whatever. one
forward
is.
slash.
Oh,
Yeah. Backslash is for like
HTTP or
DOS.
HTTPS.
It'll convert to HTTPS for you if you
Oh,
put in
will it?
HTTP. Yes.
What's the difference between the
That
two?
damn internets.
Do you have to do
One-
www first?
You don't have to
Surely
do
not.
www. HTTPS
I've always-
is a secure connection, so it's
Hmm.
it's a way for the web browser to trust that where the data that you're pulling is legitimate.
Oh,
Look,
I found
Facebook's not
BC.
gonna be.
wait, you
giving
found?
you
a
Oh,
heads
yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
on the money.
You found
Other,
BC?
other of BC's characters are on there, yes.
I know where mine is.
I
I
have
don't know where
not been
mine
to
is, but I
Iceland
have
yet,
seen it on the
and
website.
so I haven't been.
Same
able,
thing.
I know I looked it up before on the Finder thing, and so I saw
Yeah.
roughly where it was. I don't remember. It's somewhere in the middle or something, I think, but. But I
I'm
have
Agrath,
the-
I got shot first. It's gone.
It's funny the two times I've been to FanFest, hanging around the monument, like in the days leading up to FanFest, you'll always see people crawling around on the monument, the base, trying to find their name, and they're digging snow off of it to get to the right tiles and whatnot. It's really cool.
You know what makes me
It's
sad?
one of the most unique things a game has ever done, in my
Oh,
opinion.
definitely,
Very,
yeah.
very cool.
And it was that monument was donated to the city of Reykjavik
Mhm.
or Iceland, I think. So now
Well-
like all of those players have their name on literally on a national monument.
Well,
And-
I think it was donated to them because I think, like, CCP didn't actually own the property that it was on, but like,
I'm not sure, but I mean, just unabashedly cool that you will put Shooter McLoads on a statue that is in a,
the name
in a
Shooter
city.
McLoads.
And
Yeah.
look,
I am,
you know,
I am
it's
going to
amongst a
assume
million
that
other
is
little
not the
tiny
worst
names.
name that existed at the
I
time.
absolutely
It's
not.
not.
that
There's
made-
probably
Hold
some.
on, hold on. And they did scrub during the time.
A few,
okay?
yeah, I remember
Because
that.
I do
Yep.
remember sitting there going like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Some
with
names
some of
will
these
not
names.
make this, yeah. But still, like things like that may be, and I'm not gonna say permanently. A statue's gonna exist for as long as it exists. But that's pretty fucking cool that they were just like, you know what, we're just putting all our, most
there's
of our.
there's
various
not a
character
lot
names
of
on this.
games that will do that, and also not just that, but they also did the one thing where they launched a balloon up that went up high enough
The pod.
with the pod on it.
Yeah.
That had everyone's name on it, and it didn't go into like orbit, obviously, because you need more force in that. But
It was low Earth orbit.
it got high enough that it was considered outer space, and
Oh, wow.
then it dropped, and then it fell down, and they picked it back up. So, because I
pretty
think
cool.
But
I don't
the,
remember
the,
that
the
one.
balloon was carrying a 3D printed model of a pod. I think it was like 1/16th scale. I remember it being pretty big. And I can't remember if they put something in it.
I think it just had everyone's name on it. As far as I
It-
I
was it
think
just
it had a
everyone's
camera
name
on
on
it.
Gummy penises?
It had the
Off of
camera.
Amazon?
I think it had. Didn't it have a
What?
camera on
Oh,
it too?
a bag of dicks.
Oh, maybe.
So just in case it pops
But the
Rain
so
dicks.
for everyone.
when it comes to space, I think the U.S. has a different classification of what counts as outer space as the rest of the world. The rest of the world, I can't remember. It's 70 and
Of
100.
course,
I
we
can't-
have our
course we do.
own interpretation of what
Yeah, yeah.
constitutes outer space. Of course we do.
Yeah,
God.
so I can't remember. It's 70 and 100, and I can't remember if it's 70 miles and 100 miles or 70 kilometers and 100 kilometers.
I think it's miles because
I
it's
think
not
it's miles.
far.
I think it's
not
miles.
far.
Because
Yeah,
like low Earth orbit, like the space station stuff is like 200 something kilometers. So
Right.
that's not much more than 100.
Which is amazingly close.
Yeah, the
like,
balloon did not-
mind-bogglingly close.
yeah.
the,
So
the
there's
balloon did not go that high.
yeah. So the thing is, like, there are most have gone above both of those things, so it doesn't matter. But when you go into quote unquote outer space, you get your little like the U.S. will give you like your little wings saying that you've been into space, like astronaut wings, or I don't know what it is. It's not wings, but it's something. And so there's a couple people, I can't remember the names, but there's like it's not many, but there's a few that have gone above the 70, which the U.S. considers space, but the rest of the world doesn't, and so they've been awarded, you've been to outer space, but the rest of the world doesn't recognize that
What
they've
is-
been to outer space.
What does the rest of the world think?
So does
like
that say
literally
ours
out
is
into
lower
like
or higher?
like
it's
past
probably
gravity?
further.
Yeah, no, we
I'll bet the
consider 70
rest-
miles, and they consider 100 miles. So there's been people that went up to like 80 or 90 miles up.
We're
This
doing
is the
light
most-
duty?
These are
the most-
people who like drive from country to country. and
No,
it's like 20 miles.
This is guys. This is the
is like
most
rednecks who build a
American
balloon.
thing ever.
Yeah.
The entire world draws the line at where
Fucking
Earth and
A.
space, like where Earth ends and space
Of
begins,
course.
and America is like, we're gonna make it a little
Yeah,
easier on
and-
ourselves. It's 70 miles.
Yeah, and we're like, you don't even know what
We'll-
distance is.
We reject your reality and substitute our own.
Fuck
Fairly
yeah.
American, yeah.
Yeah, so
It's the most American thing ever.
but yeah, so but
Totally
that balloon,
space.
I think that
All of these
balloon they
people.
released
Let me
did
give you a
go
list.
above the line that the
That's
you know, because
bad.
it's Iceland launching,
Well,
so Iceland's like,
okay.
we're gonna launch it where everyone thinks
I-
it's space. So
I don't want to brag.
it went into
I don't-
outer
I don't want to
space.
brag, but Manic Velocity has his name on the Mars rover.
Oh yeah?
Same.
So-
I got Drayden on
How
there
did you-
and my
Like
real name
on
on
the
there.
rover, or like just
I
like
thought
in
I
a
was the only
digital
one.
thing that if a Martian
No,
finds
I'm
it,
on there
they'll
too.
figure it out.
Yeah, no, I'm on there too.
Oh shit!
What,
Yeah.
did they like machine them into like the frame or something? What are you talking about?
No, it was a thing you could sign up for NASA. It's a chip they sent up on the Curiosity
Oh,
rover.
it's on a chip.
Or
so
no,
like,
no,
if-
was
if,
it a data
if they
file?
have a compatible device, they'll know who you
What was
were.
it? Curiosity or was it?
It's a
I think it was
Word document?
Perseverance, wasn't it? It was Perseverance, the new one.
I thought I was the only one.
It's
Now
so
I'm
Perseverance
pissed.
had a chip that went up with it, or it might have been Curiosity. I forget. I think it was Perseverance.
I think it was, or
It's Perseverance.
yes,
This is the new
it
one.
was
'cause-
Curiosity. It was Curiosity because it was back in like
Choose one of your names
2016 or
that were saying that.
2017.
Okay. So Curiosity, they had a chip on there. So it's essentially data on a chip with your name on it. So it's not like it's
A bunch-
actually
a bunch of
machined or
people
inscribed
signed up
on
for
the
it.
rover
Yeah, I know.
itself.
Like a step.
Because man,
It's a
imagine the
bunch of
amount of
ones and
time
zeros.
that they
Like
would have had to
naming a
put
star.
into inscribing millions.
It's like
of
naming a
names.
star. Yeah,
Yeah.
anybody.
I mean,
could do it.
obviously, if NASA was involved, then it's a step past naming a star, but you know, comparable.
I remember when I was a little kid, I saved up my allowance for a while to buy a certificate to name a star after my mom for Mother's Day. Like
Oh.
I thought this was like a real thing. Like it would
Couldn't
be in
just get
some
flowers,
like
could
it would
you?
be
This
in
is like
some
galactic
record
jet.
at
Couldn't make
NASA
breakfast.
somewhere.
It's a star that
It's just some bullshit piece of
Look,
paper that they
a
print
lot of
out.
kids are
they
making
they like
scrambled
we
eggs.
named this star
I'm
for
changing-
Yeah,
and they
but like,
but it's not in any,
little
like,
Manic
star-
Velocity thought he was the coolest son ever by doing that, and then a few
That's
years
pretty cool.
later, I
the
learned it
thought
was
is cool though.
bullshit.
The
I
thought
was
is
like,
cool.
ah, fuck.
No, the thought is cool.
Your mom,
It's
I
the
remember
thought
seeing
that
that
has
counts,
too.
no
yeah, but
idea
it's
that
just
she does not have
I
a
love-
galactic entity out there officially named as
right.
Mars.
Yeah.
She doesn't have
It
a
was
celestial
still a
body
very
actually named
cool
after her.
gesture.
Yeah, because
Mom,
it's.
I think you're out of this world.
I remember because like asteroids get names too, and I remember, or no, planets. Planets get names occasionally. So Scott Manley actually has a
planets get names occasionally.
or no, maybe it's an asteroid. I think it's an asteroid.
Well,
We have
Scott Manley has an
half of
asteroid
them
named
that
after him, I
have
think, or
names.
maybe it's an exoplanet, but I think it's an asteroid.
most names are like most named planets are like NGC 5006.
It's like the it
That's a
correlates to like
name.
the
Ask Elon Musk's kid.
Yeah, but they're not Mars, Jupiter, you know.
it
Well, no.
correlates to whatever research group that was or whatever telescope was doing it, when they found it, what region, the numbers and letters have correlate. They actually have a system of like why it gets named a certain way. It's not just random.
Did you know before computers that shit was just all written down in a gigantic book?
Like a spreadsheet,
But they
before it
didn't
was
even
an-
know what
No,
things
just
were.
like
computer
just
spreadsheet. It
just
was
a
a ledger.
boring old ledger.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's
that's
still a
how they
spreadsheet,
kept
but
track of all of the planets. They just
The
wrote
scientific
shit
community
down on
probably
paper.
hated each other.
Oh shit! Look at Darwin.
Like
just
sending mail back and forth.
NGC something is a galaxy. Yeah, New Galactic Catalog.
National
That's what NGC
Geographic-
stands for.
channel.
Oh,
National Geographic
National
Channel,
Geographic Channel.
where they talk about how aliens built the pyramids.
Yeah, or the what was
Or
that?
no, it was the
It's
guy who shot.
aliens.
He shot
Yeah.
through his own boat.
Oh, please play that. I was telling
Greg, you
somebody
gotta play
about
it. What was
fucking
it?
today.
Aliens.
It was like,
God
they're
damn
fucking
it!
shit.
We got a hole in the boat. We got a hole in the boat.
All right,
What
I'm
did you
sure
think
we've
was
got
gonna
another
happen, moron?
Eve-related thing here.
Yeah, way to go.
Is
Look
there
at this
more
slave
Eve stuff to
driver.
talk about?
Is there?
You know what? Here,
What
kidding,
else
I'm
is
kidding.
what else is going on? We got the CSM.
It was a valid
let me
CSM
recalibration.
let
is
me
underway.
ask a question. Okay, I've been away for a while. I'll be away for another while after this, but like honestly, I want a few waypoints. Okay, in between. Tell me something I don't know about Eve. Because there's
Did
a
you know
bunch.
about the resource wars?
Well,
Fuck the
Dirk,
resource source.
Dirk,
Like,
you're
tell me
still
something that matters. Like
you still watch Twitter and shit. You know what's going on.
I watch Twitter, but like Twitter is really like little. It's not like Eve on Twitter is not like freaking Donald Trump on
Okay,
what
you're-
used to be on Twitter or
that's
some
true,
shit like
that's
that,
true.
right? It's like there's some people out there be like, man, I'm mad about some shit.
Observatory.
Shut up, phone.
Answer your phone.
No, it was an alarm and I already like ticked it. Okay, it's like
Observatories are new.
it's
Global
okay. Go ahead.
Well, they're not.
Observatories,
What are these
cloaking
observatory
changes.
things
Yeah.
that
They're-
like
they're
have
not-
something to do
well,
with
they're not in the
decloaking
game yet.
shit?
Yeah, they're decloaking.
So they seem to mostly be a way to combat AFK cloaking and cloaking botters. These are structures that you can anchor in space, up to 10 per system. And I think they take 15 minutes to anchor, but every 10 minutes they send out a ping system wide, and this ping has a chance to decloak any ships. So theoretically, if you set it up and timed it
This is
right,
RNG type chance type stuff. It's not based
right,
on
right.
like, you know,
RNG.
It's not
level of
it's not a
cloak of the
guarantee
ship or something like that.
No. It's yeah. From what I understand, it's completely RNG.
Do we know like the
Um,
percent? Is it like a 50-50 or is it like a?
I thought it was a 40% chance.
I mean, ultimately everything's 50-50. But I don't know. I don't know.
I mean,
40%.
is that real
people saying
though?
40.
Is that
I was
real?
gonna say,
'Cause-
yeah, I think 40% was the thing. So you have a
I mean,
slightly
like-
less than more chance of getting
But so
identified on each ping.
So like
Every
50-50.
time the sonar radar, whatever, the ping goes out.
But so like I was gonna say, theoretically you could like I said, you can have up to 10 of these in a system. So if you timed the anchoring of each one just right, you would have a ping going out every minute, and each one of those 10 pings has a 40% chance of decloaking somebody. So if you really wanted to get that cloaky camper out of your system, you're gonna have to spend some ISK and some time to get all of these things.
These are
anchored.
permanent structures, like
no, these are
I think they last 2 hours.
expirables. Yeah.
Oh.
They're kind of like mobile cyno inhibitors. and
these are
things
not
like that.
part of the whole Citadel.
Yeah,
kinda
no,
like,
right.
They go away.
No, they decay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Think of like a
And
very
so-
long-lasting Dictor bubble.
Oh,
I think-
hold on. So hold on. So it decloaks something out there. Then what?
Then you could move.
Then you can scan them down.
or whatever.
And now here's the
They
thing.
can
This,
close
this
it
is
up.
this
You
is
still have
why
to scan them down. It's not like a sonar ping
No,
where it's like
no.
you know 3,000
And
meters.
this
to
is fine.
this is why I this
Correct.
is why I specified at the beginning. This is mostly to combat AFK cloakers, because if you have two brain cells to rub
If you have
together,
agency over your character and you're
if
at your
yeah,
computer,
if
you'll
you're
be fine.
at the computer and you're paying attention, even if you're checking Netflix every 20 minutes or 10 minutes or so, you won't have much of a problem with these.
Right. You'll be fine. Now,
Well, I mean, it sounds like because number one, we know that like people who are really freaking worried about AFK cloakers are not the ambitious types who want to like go scan down shit anyways. So like,
Well,
does it
you-
really matter?
You
Like,
have
I don't
you
think
have
this-
some
does
you
it
have somebody
decloak
on
them or
you have
just say
somebody
where they
on
are?
hand. You have somebody on hand who is a good combat prober, right? And then you wait until somebody's checking D-scan, maybe the combat prober's checking D-scan. Somebody just constantly checking D-scan like they're doing anyway. And then if you've got all of these observatories set up, these 10 observatories where you're pinging every minute, you'll know when somebody gets decloaked. And then
so
it won't
those things can't even triangulate.
No,
they're not
this
gonna-
is this
they're not
is
gonna
not
show
to
you where people
pinpoint the
are. They are
location.
just to
This is just to
decloak them.
decloak. That's what I'm saying, Dirk.
So
this is
it's-
mostly to
it's
combat
about
AFK
anti-
campers.
Hi, Matterall.
And granted, let me just say this, okay? Obviously, better than just like motherfuckers sitting in your system and being like, look all day long.
Well-
Okay, but honestly, if you're a bunch of miners who didn't want to like fight that shit anyways, like you certainly don't want to scan for it either. Like this is
I disagree.
If you want,
it's less
how-
than halfway in
how
between.
how badly do you want total control over your space? Like
Yeah, it's
if
not a
if that means something to you, then you're going to put in the effort to set these up.
it's not a huge reach.
I would have thought
don't
the
think
whole
many
idea
people
that
are
like
going
you
to
can put multiple up and they could like triangulate
that
a
seems
position.
like in a battle. That I think
Well, that's what
if you see
probes
set
do.
piece battles, you're going to
Yeah.
see maybe somebody throw out 10. I think if you're talking about day to day and somebody just being
I-
like, "Hey, I've got a cloaky camper in my space,"
Yeah,
they're going to throw up one, and they're going to throw out probes and,
Yeah.
and try to find.
So
them with
this,
an
this
extra
is
bit.
this is meant to like combat.
You think they're going to
this-
throw
this-
out pros?
This is not meant to triangulate.
I think they
like,
will.
It's
I
not
don't
meant to.
think that's a tall requirement.
It's not meant to decloak and triangulate because that would be an actual disadvantage to people that are cloaked and active still. This is meant to just like if you get decloaked and you're active, you'll just cloak back up and no one will find you.
Don't come into a system where I throw up 10 of these and like can
It's not gonna
do
be
the
a very
triangulation
likely
over
reaction.
time.
Yeah, but
reality
it's
that there's gonna
but
be
the thing is like
change.
if you like cloak up and you're like I'll just sit there for an hour to scare the miners and they put one of these out and you get decloaked, you're gonna get probed down and killed. You can whether you
Yeah.
do or
If,
not.
if you
The
just
reality
camp,
is if you're
you
AFK,
cloak
you're
up
gonna
and
get
walk
treated
But
away,
also
you're
the,
going to get your
um,
shit
If you're
kicked
not,
in.
you should not.
the cost was
If
That's
I
how
put
it- that's how
10
it
goddamn
works.
seawolves off the coast of Russia, I want to be able to damn well exactly know where that dude is. So the Dallas
Well,
can
then
come in and be
Here's
like,
here's
"Bam!"
the thing.
put 10
Here's
seawolves and one
why
prober.
here's why I
It'd be fine.
like these observatories.
They're
This is
40
this is the
million?
reason I really
Don't
like
tell me how
them.
there's only 3 seawolves or whatever. But like,
Because it's an elegant solution to punish AFK cloakers without punishing the people who use cloaking gameplay legitimately. Like it doesn't punish people like me who are actually sitting at their computer. It only punishes the assholes who hit F1 to cloak and then they leave for the rest of the day.
They're going to log
just
in, then they're going
how
to
much
go
are
off
these,
the
by
troll,
the
just
way?
to troll the system that they're
Again,
in.
tell me
my
something I
band's
don't know. How
dying.
much are
Hold
these
on.
things, by the way?
Oh, hold on.
We don't
hold
know.
on.
about 40
They're not
million,
out on you.
what they're proposed to
Wait,
be.
wait.
Quarter
So if you were
quarter
gonna do-
million?
My bandwidth
No,
is
they're like
dying.
20.
Oh, quarter billion.
Oh, they're like 20 million.
No, so
that's
from what I
nothing.
originally heard was the price
It
was
can't
gonna
be a quarter
tentatively
billion.
tentatively around 40 million, and it sounds like Matterall's weighing in that they're probably lower with whatever maybe
Well,
new metrics are, that they're down to 20.
Wait. Hold on. My internet died. I think. Hello?
I watch a lot of TIS. So
Did
I'm
the
Hello?
pretty
stream
sure
fuck,
you guys
or
were
is it
Hold on,
just me?
hold on.
I'm watching
The
that,
stream
yes.
is
Wait,
I've
wait,
got
wait.
chat,
Hello?
chat's
Hello?
going, but
we got a
Strobe
demonic
stream.
possession.
Hello?
Strobe stream.
They're here.
Hello?
God, I thought it was me.
Am I back? Is the stream back up?
Whoa.
Okay.
No.
Sorry,
Oh,
guys.
God. I couldn't breathe for a second.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hold on. People are saying back.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. Sorry.
okay.
For some reason, dude, I have Spectrum. That's the only option out here, and apparently Spectrum sometimes.
America.
It's weird. It's like it happens like every other day.
I'm not.
I've been
lie,
lucky
I
the
think
last
we just
like.
got freaking DDoSed by that anatomy class.
No, I've been
out
lucky
there
for
in
like the
China.
last like 7 months that it hasn't happened, but it's like every other day. It just never usually happens on Friday for some reason. But usually once an evening, my internet will just shit itself for about 2 minutes and then come back.
Right.
You've probably got some kind of like communal broadband where like
It's
when everybody's jumping on the internet at the
Socialist
same time.
broadband.
You
No,
know,
we
it
have
that
that.
exists.
Upload.
No, it's
Now
just
we have a Phantom in
it's
here,
just Spectrum and they suck.
We have a Phantom.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. Oh wait, who's turned off? Hold on.
though. You are, it looks like.
Okay, the one thing I do want to know
It
about.
was me, yeah.
The one thing I do want to know, like, I also want to know about. What is up with like? Okay, so I
So
understand.
what have
that
you guys
there's
said in the
more
last 30 seconds didn't
nullification
come
on
through?
certain interceptors and things like that, but like, how does getting around freely work?
This should not affect moving around at all.
Use a shuttle.
But a
You're talking
shuttle
about the
does not
nullification
work
changes.
if you're at a smart bombing gate and shit like that.
No, but a shuttle will
You should
work through
still ping
bubbles now,
gates.
and it's not insta warping, but
Interceptors didn't either.
shuttles will
Granted,
get
they could in
through
certain circumstances.
Mine did.
if you don't have it like
in
an.
certain circumstances. But
if you-
what about 2 smart bombers? What about 3? Whatever. You know, like it's not a full
2,
proof.
totally fine. 3 got questionable depending on how they were fit.
If you don't have an insta locker or a very fast locker, doesn't have, shuttles you don't need an
Shuttles
insta
work
locker, but you need like a quick locker because they'll go to warp in like 2 seconds. So,
Yeah,
shuttles
they're under the warp speed. They should be able to
I'm
go.
still going to use interceptors.
they're not insta warping. So like
Is there
so shuttles will get away from most stuff except for smart bombing camps. They'll die, or insta or very fast locking camps. They'll also die. But other than that, they'll get through everything else.
But this is now a module that you have to put on your ship?
Warp core stabilizer
Outside
is
of
or
shuttle.
No, not warp core stabilizers.
The
They're
nullifier.
nullifier. This is now a module you have to put on your ship,
And you have to activate
there
it.
is power grid and all that kind of shit. That's
And you
involved
have
with it
yeah
and
well
whatnot.
yeah it's
There's power usage, but is there a delay?
no
No,
so
you
it,
can actually
it's
even do it while you're cloaked from a gate.
yeah so essentially so when you
is
jump through a
impressive.
gate and you're still cloaked from the gate, you can activate it at that time and then initiate warp. So that way they basically want it to where like if you jump through a gate and you're in a bubble, you can activate it, and your first action that other people will be able to like see you decloak from is your warp that will go through if they don't stop you.
Correct. And
So-
theoretically, it should carry you to the end gate as well, based on our knowledge of.
If
nullification
yeah
mechanics.
so our guesses are that
Kind of like
it's
if you
kind of
go
like
into the
when you
bubble
warp
after
to a
you
gate.
engage the
Yeah,
warp.
it's like when you warp to a gate and there's no bubble, but then a bubble gets put up after you've already warped. You will go through
Because
that
when
bubble.
you initiate warp is when it's calculated.
Right,
not-
right.
Not
So-
when they put it up after you've already
Right.
warped.
So I would assume that even though so it only lasts 10 seconds. I think the Tech 2 version lasts 15 seconds. And then there's one of the ships is the Blockade Runner or the Deep Space. One of them has like a so T3 cruisers with the nullification subsystem. It doubles the duration of the activation, and I think Deep Space Transports
I'm not sure about that one.
or
that
Blockade.
one was based on. That one
Deep
was
Space
based on.
Transport
It was either Deep
Transportation
Space
used them.
Transports or the Blockade Runners. I don't remember which
Or-
one,
or
but one of those
Or no,
also
Blockade
has
Runners.
a double duration on it.
Hold on. 'Cause
Bonus.
I did look this up earlier. Like I
And
did
so
look this part
so
of
those
it.
you get 20 or 30 seconds. But the thing is like
I lost it.
generally you're not going to land on a gate within that time. But
Right.
since you initiated the warp with immunity, I think that even if there's a bubble on the other gate, you'll go right through it to the gate. But then you go through the
Everything
next
should be calculated based on.
right. But the thing is like
when you
if you are in a system with a bubble camp, it probably isn't a smart idea to like just warp to the next gate and jump through, because the people with the bubble camp might chase you, and now it's like a 1.5 or 2.5 minute cooldown before you can use it again, and so you jump through and now you're fucked. Now you're not getting through the next
Yeah.
bubble.
Nullifiers can only be fit to interceptors, blockade runners, deep space transports, industrials, that luxury yacht thing, co-ops, and strategic.
Not smart, not bombers, just
frigate.
co-ops.
Frigate, something about frigate,
Nothing-
whatever.
So
Nothing
Tech
that-
1 frigates got
nothing that
removed.
fits
Tech
in
1,
the,
Tech 1 frigates can't use it anymore. They originally could in test servers, but they got rid of it.
Nothing that fits in a escape bay, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, because they didn't want
Sort of
battleships.
the battleship escape bait.
Yeah, they didn't want battleships going through and being able to get away. But also just I think that just the Take One frigates might have just been, I don't know. Was it just the battleship reason why they did that, or is it because of other reasons? Because they thought Take One frigates was just too widely used. I don't know.
I imagine that was at least a contributing factor.
But
because
so I
before,
would.
I don't think that was considered like an active travel thing. And I've always coached people. I'm like, look, you can build a poor man's interceptor out of whatever, a T1 frigate.
Yeah.
That's easy enough. But I imagine that kind of magnified it.
So my thing with this though is, now I could be wrong. I'm not the best at evading shit, but if I jump into a system with a warp core stabilizer and a nullifier, I'd probably have both. If I'm just trying to travel, I'm gonna have both, I would say. And I jump into a bubble camp, I'm going to activate both and warp off. And if I do get off, I'm not going to be warping to my next outgate and jumping through. I'm going to be warping to a random celestial at distance and making a safe along the way, warping back to it, making safes, and then cloaking up. Because obviously I'm traveling, I'm probably going to have a cloak too. At least, maybe not a covert ops cloak if I can, but at least a Tech 2 cloak.
Right, there's certainly a work.
And so things like, now you're sitting there cloaked up because you're going to wait. I would rather wait for my cooldowns to happen.
Get your regen, yeah.
And then like, if there's other Celestials in range of the gate I'm trying to go to, scan that, see like, okay, is there bubble camps going on? Like, if there's no bubbles, I can warp through, jump through the gate, and then if they have a bubble the next side, I can do, like, rinse and repeat, get through again. But it's like, if you just warp to the next gate, jump through, and then they follow you and put a bubble up with a dictor or something, your shit's on cooldown for another minute or two. That's not long. That's too long
that
for
was
your
the
gate
cooldown that I was asking about.
Yeah, it's like 1.5 or 2.5 minutes. I forget it's like
1.5 and 2.5 minutes is a goddamn lifetime in EVE Online.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't just go gate to gate. Now there are ships that have a reduction on that.
You can't just go gate to gate.
And there
unless
was
you're in a
talk
shuttle.
about
Shuttles have the immunity, but they can't fit those because they don't have the CPU to fit those.
But they've got their own. They've got their own natural.
They have
immunity,
nullification immunity, but they don't have.
They're not insta warp.
You can't fit a warp core stabilizer or a nullifier on them. You wouldn't have to fit a nullifier.
Shuttles aren't insta warp.
They're
relative
close, but
to
they're not
insta warp scepters.
They're catchable.
No, they are fast warping,
you can
but
catch a shuttle.
Yeah. Shuttles
that
are.
could also be new, but like
shuttles are a little slower.
It's niche. It's not unless you have like what do they call it? Like hyper.
If you have a fast lock, if you have an insta locker, you can catch a shuttle. If you have a very fast locker, you can still catch a shuttle.
You're talking about remote sensor boosting, things like that. Or
Yeah, like,
and by the way, I am
people in
talking
various
about
places
perfect
with
skills
yes.
here. I'm not talking about like bullshit
Correct.
stuff and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know,
1.5 second
coming out
line
the
time
gate
on
with a
perfect
shuttle.
skills. So 1.5, that's not fast enough for insta. So
yeah,
there was a time where you could not catch a shuttle, right?
I'm pretty sure there was
think
a
so.
long time you could not catch a shuttle. Like, and I'm not even talking perfect skills, but like whatever. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So also, Swift is saying interceptors have a reduction on the cooldown of the, I think the nullifier or the warp core stabilizer. So those, if you those essentially, if you have the right skills, he's saying, or if you do it right, you can go gate to gate to gate.
Mostly the same experience.
So you can still use travel scepters if you got it going right. But
and obviously some systems are not that long to go across. If you could make it across the system within your timer, then you're
and
gonna
also if you're an interceptor,
so maybe you can get 2 systems in a row and then hold out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, another thing is that you're an interceptor, so like you're like probably the fastest warping ship there anyway. So they're not going to catch you. So unless they have another camp set up.
That's what we were kind of hearing about.
Double gate camp in a pipe, which might be a thing.
That
might be a
final
thing.
question that I need to ask.
That might be a thing for people desperate to catch scepters. I don't know.
And that is, do Titans still exist in this fucking game?
No.
No, those aren't.
No, really, they're fucking gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
That,
like
it was,
honestly,
yeah,
they
Titans
made
are gone.
great again.
It was an anti-goons nerf, and yeah, they decided
They're still
bad for the
around.
game.
They're just
No,
so
I'm kidding,
expensive.
sorry.
Nobody will build one again. So
We all built them right before the changes, and that's what that was. That's why we saw the market spikes.
their build costs like tripled, quadrupled.
3A. Does anybody give a shit about Rorquals?
Third Amendment.
They're about to change. I think they might get.
They're
I don't
supposed
know.
to be able to
I'll take-
mine super heavy after this.
I've heard rumor that
Now
they
we're
were
screwing
going to
them
get
up.
nerfed again, which is interesting because
Yeah,
to
don't
my
mess
knowledge,
me
not
up.
a lot of
'cause,
people
like, I don't
want
want to. I don't want to freaking insta warp my Rorqual and then not be nullified when I go through a gate.
It's like, what do? Panic. You just panic. That's all you
The
do.
You got to
the,
target a rock to do that.
But no, seriously, like
the Orca and the Rorqual are changes are pending. Apparently, they said they are
They-
changing them more to a booster role.
They've talked about that, which I think is completely good because I don't think they ever should have left a boosted role.
Wait,
I appreciate that they
wait,
left the
hold,
pos
hold on, time out.
tower,
I'm
whatever,
coming
the
back to
shields.
when somebody is actually fucking thinking about reality from 5 years ago.
Yeah, it took 5 years.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
And egregious building of everything possible in the game. Everything became vastly more affordable, and
I want to give a
that's an
shout out to
interesting-
CCP Ghost for being an academic who learned how, like, reality works.
it's an interesting climate to find yourself in, and at the same time,
It wasn't Ghost.
Oh, we didn't do a shot for Dunk and the Misses.
Well,
Mr. and Mrs. Dunk.
Mr.
okay.
and Mrs.
That's right.
Dinkle.
They had an anniversary.
Yeah,
recently as
Dunk
well.
and
He
Dunk.
had to a few
Is he
days
around?
after
7
me, like,
years.
throw a couple extra years on that.
We did a shot for your guys' anniversary last week though.
I know, and God bless.
They
Okay.
did actually. Yeah.
It was last Tuesday.
you
my
got-
wife
yeah.
and I had our 25th. Nobody can believe that. I get
Wow.
it. I get it.
Yeah.
How can anybody be around me for 25 years?
You're still
Except we
pulling
also
wool over
dated
our
for
eyes
Damn
after
seven
good
and
all
a
this
half
question.
time.
before that, so she knew what was coming. But then Dunk throws a picture out there of him with no gray hair and his wife, who looks
Oh.
the same as she does now. Okay, throwing 27 out. So to
27.
Dunk,
Also,
To
Redline closed on his first house, so
Hey,
we're throwing a full on
red line.
we're throwing a
Wow.
full on party shot.
You guys are all adulting.
Yeah.
Redline,
Yeah.
you're gonna hate
a
yourself in
weird
about a year,
experience.
but congratulations.
Hold on, honestly, you closed this year when all the housing prices are high. Look, if you
Yeah,
chug
how
it,
the
yeah.
hell did
He's
how
almost
the
like
hell
a,
did you
he's
buy
almost
a
like a
house?
millennial back in 2008,
dude.
2009 buying a house.
I'm not even gonna get into it because I
And
talk
then
about
just
it like every
bitches
week.
about
I feel
it
like
for the
I'm not
next
even gonna
fucking
get into the
decade.
housing.
We
thing.
talked about real
was gonna
estate last week.
I know.
It's
It's
been-
like I'm not gonna
All
do
right,
it
then I don't
again.
need to get into that.
Traden's been wanting to break into
I-
the market.
It's like I think 3 out of the last 6 weeks I've talked about wanting to buy a house. So
Oh, move to California.
everyone's heard it.
You
Everyone's
can
heard it.
literally do it, but it's gonna take
Yeah.
a little bit of hoops.
I mean, I am completely
Trade-
capable of buying a trailer, but I don't want to do
Trade-
that.
no.
I'd like to
See
buy
if they
a
take-
house.
see if they take
if
Plex.
you can buy the trailer that
Plex-
your parents
Plex for
hauled you
homes.
in the back of it, okay, from Alaska down to Arizona, it's like do that for a year. Just like get by. Just
For
get
how-
by for like a
Just
year.
try-
Because
no.
honestly,
For-
this shit's gonna crash out and like.
I have to live
you're
around here to
gonna be able
work
to
though.
buy
I have
whatever
to
you want.
work here.
I'm sending you a cinder block for a house.
I got made the vice president of the company, so I can't just like leave.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can't live in it. The VP can't
Oh,
live in a
shit,
trailer.
dude. You
Yeah.
a Veep now?
What would
Yeah,
what
yeah,
would-
I
What would
got-
the
I got-
clients think?
I got made the
God damn.
I got made
What
the
would our
official
stock price
VP
Do
of
you
the
wear a
company.
collared shirt now?
No, it just has buttons.
Like even a bowling collared shirt. Like, do you wear that?
doesn't wear the collar.
Bowling shirts are so comfortable.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
No, but yeah, no, I got made VP like 2 months ago,
Vape.
3
I
months
got made
ago.
vape.
No, it was
Vape-
I
4
got
months
made
ago.
president.
vape. I got
Vape
made
president.
like a jewel.
Yeah, I'm the vape. I'm the vape president. I make sure that the company is not short on fat clouds in the break room if ever needed. So
Fat clown.
Time out.
no, I don't even vape anymore. I haven't
You know what?
vaped in.
I'm
I haven't.
sorry.
I honestly
Goodness.
like. It's funny. I
am
haven't
just
vaped since the
pouring
cruise.
a shot right now because Drayden said, "I'm a vice president."
Yeah, I'm a vice president.
the vice
Imagine
president of this
that.
company.
Imagine me getting made vice president of anything.
You know
Well,
what,
which
Drayden? I've
gives us a
dreamed
lot
of this
more
day.
ammo.
I always told my daughter that she would find a man who would be a vice president.
He's
and just,
he's
like,
already
an
married.
average company.
no.
He's already married
And-
to Rain.
And you know what? I don't know.
but if I go to
I'm
Utah,
gonna have to make her learn how to pick potatoes. Like come out there and show you how many potatoes she can pick.
Just think,
Yeah.
Drayden,
Yeah.
you can wake up every morning looking at Dirk.
No, dude, we're all not gonna live in the same fucking house.
No,
He's
I'm
a-
saying
he's
she
a
looks
fucking
just
vice
like you.
president.
but
He'll
with
have
one
his
eye.
own
If he's
house.
gonna do the polygamous
Wow.
thing, then you all have to live together.
Goodness. This could be quite.
I don't know what happened on that cruise ship, but honestly, it's like find another cruise ship and like break that shit off. But
I want to see what Dirk's like in the morning.
I didn't buy the sapphire ring. I got in trouble.
Trust me, you don't.
Your worry is not what Dirk is like in the morning or like at the end of the night. Your worry is like, what the fuck is Dirk doing it for?
Well, and I had no worry.
Why is Dirk crawling into my bed?
Why is Dirk singing a song in the bathroom naked?
That I was like, yeah,
4 a.m.?
that's the Las Vegas experience. Like, it'd be like 3-4 in the morning. I'm just like waking up because I'm a light sleeper. I just feel like all I do is win. And it's just Dirk's.
It's not because you're a light sleeper. It's because that weak ass bathroom was right next.
No,
to
he
your
wasn't
bed.
singing his sleep. He was in the
And also
bathroom.
not next to the.
And I thought, I was like, okay, he's just like, I was like, he's just singing while he's taking a shit. No, he was just standing in the bathroom going, all I do is win.
Looking at the mirror.
While he's taking a shit.
To be fair, Drayden, it's gotten worse. I do it now when I like take a shit. It's like, honestly, I won't eat prunes. So it's like, if I can, it's like I do.
Yeah. I just see him sitting there
Small
like,
victories when you get older.
it's like, just put your hands up. And they stay there.
And they stay there.
And they stay there. Up, down, up, down, up, down.
Your wife walks in and is like, God damn it.
No, she was. She was like,
my wife
she
was
just
the
says,
one-
no,
"Go
she-
the
my
fuck
wife
to
was the
bed."
one in
Yeah,
the
no,
bed
we're
across
trying
the
to
room.
sleep.
Yeah, no,
And
that
she said,
night.
Let him go.
Yeah, no, that night she walked. I was like, so I was like, I think Dirk's just singing in the bathroom, but I wasn't gonna say that. I was like, I'll try and sleep through it. And then I hear Kate get up, and she like goes over to the bathroom. She's like, Dirk, what the fuck are you doing?
Shut the fuck up.
She's like, what the fuck are you
Shut the
doing? Get
fuck
back in
up.
bed and shut up.
Now, mind you.
And then Dirk's
Over the
just like,
course-
but
That was
babe,
like- that was
but
like
babe,
the
all I do
third
is
night.
win.
That was like the third night. The
that
first
how the
night,
song goes?
some motherfucker was sitting on the end of our bed while we were all in there just dropping shit off, getting ready to go out, and then crashed his face into the goddamn mirror.
That was
And-
Shooter.
Oh, that was
No,
Shooter. Yeah,
it was
Shooter. Like
Shooter.
Shooter
But-
got beat the
But
fuck
what's
up.
his, what's his name? Our limo driver, who's also an Eve player. Like he's like, I got this. I know how to make this not happen.
Oh
here."
yeah. That was
He did the
wow,
knuckle thing.
that's
I
some
watched him do
Vegas
the
shit.
knuckle thing into his chest. That looked like it hurt so
No.
fucking much.
You're
No,
mixing up Eve things.
No, he's
him.
like, I know how to clean this up so you don't
This
get a
is some Pulp
biohazard
Fiction
room
shit.
charge.
No, that was for me. That wasn't for Shooter. That was for me 2 years before that. I had a big nosebleed. I was like in bed. That was like the it's dry out here year. And I was in bed and all of a sudden I had a nosebleed. I had a nosebleed on the sheets and I was like, oh my God. And then like, it was Dark Force was the limo driver. And he's like, dude, they're going to charge you a bio cleanup. It's going to be like $200 fucking dollars. I was like, what? It's just some blood on the sheets. They'll probably just throw it away. Like,
but he's
I'm
like,
sure that
he's
happens.
Like, he's like, I got this.
Those sheets
I know how to
probably
clean
have
it up."
so many
Hold
guys
hold
come on them.
He took
Like
sheets
a
down
little
the
blood
hall,
is
dropped
not
it
gonna
off in front
matter.
of somebody else's room, like got him out the door back to his room and all that kind
yeah,
of
no.
stuff. And we're just all like, whatever. Like,
Yeah,
whatever
no,
happened
he was sitting there. He
apparently
was thinking
stayed
like, it's
there,
a murder scene. I was like,
mafia
dude,
style.
I bleed my own blood. It's my blood on the sheet from my nose. Like I had a
They
bloody
don't do
nose,
that.
and it's like, and he's like sitting there like gathering up the sheet. He's like, no, you don't want to be charged for that. He's like, we're like walking down the hall. He's like, where are you going? And he's like
It's
going
better
down.
to
And he's like,
charge for
we
the
go
walk
down
than
like
so
3
much.
hallways, down a floor through the stairs, and we go down another hallway. And he like just randomly behind his back, like nonchalantly, like tosses the sheet at the foot of some random person's hotel door, and then we just leave. I'm like, the fuck is that?
Wow.
Look,
Wow.
I was like,
some
that
people
means
walk
You
down
got
the
somebody
hall and
else
take a
saddled with
bite
that
out of a
$200
sandwich
cleanup
outside of
bill.
the-
I was
outside
like-
of the hotel room.
I was like, that, like, whatever you just, I was like, dude,
Oh.
whatever you just did there.
We dropped a bloody
No.
sheet on somebody's doorstep and it's like, whatever.
That's fucked up.
No, but here's the thing.
That's
There's
fucked
cameras
up.
in all those hallways. They saw exactly
Yeah,
what we did
they
the whole
saw
time.
But
everything.
it wasn't
That's
us. And he
fucked
wore a
up.
cloak.
No, they won't charge you for missing sheets. We never got a charge, Rain. Like, no,
That's
it's
fucked
like
up.
he was over. He was over paranoid. Trust me. Blood happens
It
in
wasn't
sheets in
blood-stained
Vegas.
sheets, it was
Other
towel.
bodily fluids
It was
happen in
towel.
sheets in Vegas. I'm sure
Look,
people
he
shit
banged
the.
his head off of the
I'm not trying to have
fucking mirror.
any blood.
I'm sure people shit the
Carpet
bed in
sitting in the
Vegas, and that has to have a clean. Like, shit happens in Vegas.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that they just account for that, and they just have like the best goddamn washing machines you've ever seen, or they
Very
just
commercial.
replace sheets on the regular.
Okay, look, I did not pregame tonight. Okay, so therefore I am still of sound mind and body.
Oh, well, let's drink to that.
The dude freaking banged his
Yeah,
head
that
off
too,
a
Rain. I mean,
mirror
like, that's-
That was
away
Shooter.
from the bed.
Dirk,
It had
that was
nothing
Shooter.
to do with the bed. Okay.
Shooter was he was in a bad way, and yeah, he fell
He was
face
in a bad
forward.
way.
He
There
was.
were towels that had blood on them. The towels could go. Nobody knows where a towel comes
No,
from.
dude.
Yeah, it could be from the
Shooter.
pool.
Shooter was not doing well. I mean, he survived.
He like
Thank
broke his
God. I was
nose and then came back
genuinely
down the next day. He
worried
had
for him.
scars
Number
on
one,
his
he was
face.
at the
Like,
cabana the next day, and he's
I
like,
know. Like
he's like,
he
look, I'm
shows
just
up.
not going to be here for long, but guess
he
what? I'm
shows
still
up
alive.
like nothing happened.
holy
Yeah,
shit, Chi
minor
Sumi's
faces.
here. A whole bunch
I've
of
got a few
blasts
of
from the
those.
past. What's up, Chi?
Exactly. Freaking Liz around back then. It's like, here, it's like, number one, just relax. Have some people around you that know the situation and know how to, like, mafia style clean up a mess. But
I know
still,
a guy who
sign in
knows
my
a guy.
Yeah, no, it was.
We
it
can
was,
clean up the site.
learn how to fucking signo.
No, it was funny because I was like, I bet I could just not worry about it, and they probably would be fine with it. And if I got like a $30 charge for like a bio cleanup, because I don't think it'd be $200 to like bleach some blood out of a sheet or replace a sheet.
Or just replace
Those
the
are
sheet.
yeah. That's the thing.
Like-
If they
But
just
that's
throw a
how
sheet
they
away
get
and
you
replace it,
charges at a, like,
Yeah,
a
I was
gonna
Las
say,
Vegas hotel.
those sheets
Right,
are not
they're
$200.
subcharging shit. Well,
If they have to completely throw the sheet away and
They
replace.
don't
They're gonna
care about
charge you
blood
for
for their employees. They care about upcharging you.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if they had to throw that sheet away and completely replace it, that's like $20, $30 for them.
In a
So they're not going to
realistic
charge
world,
you
not enough-
$200.
Time
for
out.
that.
Not
Time
enough
out.
fees.
Time out, and go ahead, throw up the fucking meme.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
that. Okay, because Vlad says, "Damn, that's worse than what happened to Sword Dragon." Okay, let's go back to the Sword Dragon incident, which was he didn't actually bang his fucking face off a mirror.
Oh, shit! Oh, fuck!
But Short Dragon was like, "What the fuck?" Out. Okay, but to get him in bed,
I'm pretty zipping man.
and I'm embarrassed to say this. My wife had to
She
lay
had to
next
snuggle.
him
She had to
until
snuggle
his
with him.
heart pitter pattered down just
It
a
was
little
really
bit,
cute.
and then
It was
we all
kinda
left.
cute.
Goodness.
But we were all there.
It was
we were all-
difficult.
we were all there around.
Staring
Like, we all had our
at
cameras.
It was
being
difficult
Like,
getting Sort
Oh,
into
shit.
his room.
Skyhawk, as someone who runs a housekeeping department on at a hotel, this makes me cringe, but we do see lots of things on sheets.
Sure.
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
that-
Like
I mean, who
blood,
doesn't,
blood
right?
is
Like-
not the worst thing they've seen.
Not
I
that
guarantee it.
Yeah,
it wasn't. It wasn't.
We're
but you
literally
can't-
filled with the shit.
You,
It's weird.
Yeah, I mean,
you
like,
can't let the cleaning crew come in the next day and be like, "The fuck is all? Who got murdered here last night?"
yeah, I mean, like,
That's what you
I've
should
had
And
things
think
like,
they're not gonna upcharge you.
I've had things like, I remember, I think it was in Minneapolis. I was in I got like the presidential suite at the hotel there, and I remember I gouged the
Look
Look
at
fuck out
at
of.
Mr.
Mr. VP
What a
here getting
guy.
the presidential
It's
suite.
anti-
Well,
It's
I got the executive suite because I was like, I thought we
Batista.
were gonna have like a hotel party, and then when I got there, they'd apparently mistakenly rented out the room I was supposed to have, and so it wasn't available. I was like,
Oh,
and so
that's
they
fucked up.
upgraded me to the presidential suite for free, which was cool.
Okay,
'cause
that's cool.
it was
Really
like
balled out.
it was literally like bigger than my apartment. Like, imagine like a house
Yeah.
on like the 20th floor, and like
Sure.
that was my hotel room. It had like a master bedroom, a spare bedroom, a whole living room,
High
a
ceiling.
side
It's
office, a den.
I want to give a shout out to all the people who are like still around right now, and the people who are running for CSM. 40 of you will not make it, but whatever. I want to say, do you guys still end on on the end time? How do you guys
Mostly,
play
but
this
we
game?
can
Oh
go,
yeah,
we,
we're at time.
we can go.
Jesus.
Yeah,
wow.
we can do whatever. Let me just finish the thing, and then we can.
Do
end.
we run
let's finish
overtime
this.
anymore, or do
Well,
we
no,
not?
we-
It's like,
we tried to
I
turn
need
it
to,
to
I,
after.
I need to
can-
relearn again interceptors and all that kind of shit.
We can cut it and then go after show and then just basically do the same thing. It doesn't matter. But the where was I going with this? Oh, I gouged my thumb and I got some blood on the sheets in that place, and they didn't charge me anything.
That was a Motel 6, motherfucker.
No, this was the presidential suite at the fucking
You were already paying the
Motel
premium,
6.
and or they
No, it
upgraded
was like
you.
the
That
presidential
charge you
suite
once
at the
they
Motel
upgrade you.
6.
It wasn't
Don't
the
give a
Marriott. It
fuck.
was the what's the biggest like tower in Minneapolis? Like the big major. Now half the tower is the hotel, and the other half of the tower is a big office building. But it's like the tallest tower in Minneapolis.
Floyd Tower?
No. Shit.
It's a flyover state. I don't know.
It started with an M.
Say his name.
Harambe?
I mean, come on, motherfucker. It's Minneapolis.
Shit. More hotels. I'm looking for it now. It was not.
Red Roof Tower?
It was not the Millennium. The Marquette. The Marquette. So it was the Marquette
Right
Tower.
on the side of the freeway.
Okay, it was the Marquette Tower in Minneapolis. So it was like they're nicer. It was the presidential suite in the Marquette Tower in Minneapolis, which is like one of the better hotels there, I guess. And I bled all. I had a gouged out thumb for when I got fucking mugged in Minneapolis. I got
is this
mugged
all
in the
people-
streets.
all
Why
the
do people
places
not
Drayden
understand
bleeds?
when they're bleeding? Stay away from the furniture. What the fuck?
No,
Why
I got
do you want CSI
right.
to come in and
I got
like,
mugged in the
run your
streets and I was
records?
drunk and I wanted to sleep, so I slept
made
and I woke up and
questionable
there was blood on the
choices.
sheets.
I don't
But-
need a blood trail even when I'm the victim. Come on now.
But they didn't charge me. So I mean, like, and honestly, like,
But
I'm
they
sure
didn't
there's
charge me because I got out of town.
there's
Because
shit
they
that
already
happens.
upgraded
Anyway,
to the presidential suite, and in that one they just don't keep a record.
Anyways, we're gonna cut this right now because this
Yeah.
is the real show, and the real show has been, I think, relatively like amusing.
It was
and,
fun.
you know, like
I
you
had
know,
fun.
fun, educational. For
We
some
we
this
people.
hit
was
that
fun and
we hit
mostly
that
the-
high point and we never recovered from it.
yeah,
swear
we
to
did.
God,
We did hit the
That
video.
that video was the high point.
We
This
did.
was very meta.
Oh shit, we got. But we got this whole thing. This is a new thing for you, Dirk. This is a new thing. We got final shots and final thoughts.
Oh, this is something Dirk doesn't know about.
Oh shit! Dirk
you
doesn't
show
know
him
about
that
fucking
animation?
4.
You
It's-
gotta be
it's
you gotta be
pretty-
watching
do you have
the
this?
stream,
Do you have this?
Dirk.
Do you have the stream up, Dirk? You
gotta pull it up,
Manic,
bro.
Manic made this awesome animation for us.
Yeah, you gotta watch.
Give me a
it to
sec.
see
Give me a
it.
sec. Give me a sec now.
Yeah. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away now.
Give it away, give it away
Yeah,
now.
I was trying to do the chilies on that, but like,
Oh, it was good.
No,
We
no,
saw it.
Sikander, I'm not too tall to get mugged when I'm as drunk as I was at that point.
Anyone could be mugged.
I got
oh
mugged.
shit! Oh shit! No, you get knocked the fuck
I
out.
got mugged
Anyone
in
can be mugged.
downtown Minneapolis in the middle of the night in
Hold on,
January.
is
It
this
was
some dude throwing. Oh no, that's an
it was
meat
cold
5G
as
ultra
fuck.
wideband for
It was
gamers.
cold as fuck. They kicked
That's
me
a
to the,
Verizon commercial. Hold on.
they
a second.
kicked me to the ground, and I tried
Anyways,
to catch.
now
That's where I
go.
gouged my thumb. I tried to catch myself. I gouged my thumb on the concrete, and then they like fucking just. They punched me in the chest or something like that. Like they didn't punch me in the face. They
It
just
turns out.
and then they
internet
grabbed my wallet, took the money out of it, and threw the wallet in my face, and left me. I was like, okay, I just got
Despite their
fucking
size,
mugged. I just
are
got
very
fucking mugged.
intimidating.
Do you
Hey.
remember the time you slipped on ice when you were out at like? Ice
No,
Fest
that's
or
that's
whatever
what I
the fuck it
told
was?
people. No. I told people I slipped on ice in Minneapolis. That's how I got hurt and sprained my wrist. But
Oh, you didn't? You got shot by a cop in Minneapolis?
no, I didn't get shot. I got mugged. I got mugged by some dudes.
But did they get shot?
No,
by
they didn't get
people in
shot. No one got
Minneapolis?
shot. No one got shot. I got mugged and kicked on the ground, and I scraped my thumb. I sprained my wrist a bit.
Oh shit, dude! Why didn't you tell us the truth? We would have been like with you. We'd been like, "What the fuck,
'Cause
motherfucker?"
It was after the fact.
Well, I
You
mean,
can't
you guys
do
would have
that,
been mad at
like while he's being
you know
mugged.
unidentified people.
Did you feel shamed?
No, I was just kind
It's not
of.
that.
I mean, it was kind of like one of those. It was like a whole bag of mixed feelings. I was like,
All right, we gotta go. We gotta
yeah.
go.
Anyway,
We gotta
okay.
go now.
We'll get anyway. So final shots, final thoughts. You ready for this, Dirk? Here we go.
Go ahead. Play it. Drop a beat.
All right, final. Here we go. So, Dirk, you're up first. It's kind of like just shout outs.
Look, I just want to sit there and say, you know what? Thanks for having me come by for BC's birthday, obviously for Harambe's death day, all of it. I enjoyed coming back. I don't know shit about Eve anymore, so I'm thankful that nobody asked me. But Dirk, what do you fucking think? It's like, who gives a fuck? It's like I'm an old goddamn fucking player from back in the day, even though they're fixing some shit from back in the day. So I want to throw a shout out to Drayden for being like, I don't know, motherfucker. Maybe. Okay.
I did give you a
Manic for being
maybe.
like, I'll give it one more shot. And this fucking bearded
Like, I want to come by
grizzly-
Friday. I'm like,
grizzly
maybe.
motherfucker who I didn't know who he was until I asked you who he was from last week, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the guy here with a beard. But whatever, Drayden. It's like I don't expect you to remember.
I forgot about
sorry.
Akaroth.
I love all you people.
Akaroth.
I
Is that a
love
reference
this
to me?
Eve community.
Yeah,
I
Akaroth,
love
your
the
beard
people
is...
that are out there in chat. Love you all.
Yeah, your beard is superior to mine, Akaroth, by far.
Yes.
He was like, "Who's this guy with the beard?" I'm like, "Not me, I'm guessing." So now it's up to
doesn't
me.
like
I'm just gonna throw a shout out. Dirk, thanks for swinging by. Fun to see you, man, as always. And Mrs. Country, thanks for coming by as well. You know, and I'll do another shout out to BC. You know, he got this shit started back in the day. Fucking miss him, but you know, we're still running this shit. So, shots. Manic. Manic.
Excuse me. Yeah, shots to BC and Harambe. When I was running to the liquor store today, I was doing a lot of karaoke in my car, and it's making me pine for Vegas. So I can't wait to see you all there.
Nice.
That's fair.
Matterall.
Oh, this is about you guys.
Shut up, Matterall.
Well,
Give us your final thoughts.
Yeah. What's on your mind? What's
What are you
I
thinking
drink
about?
Harambe.
You're not on cam. Just
What are
say
you
something.
thinking about?
All right.
I
Well,
Harambe for Harambe. Like you could have said that, and like honestly, you would have gotten a free
All
pack.
right.
Terrible.
I approve.
the BC and Dirk, the open comms duo that got me listening to EVE Online. How's that?
Those two are the reason you're
That'll
here?
do.
Seriously?
No, but I used to listen a lot to 'em.
Akaroth.
I guess. I was gonna say to Miss Country, and my final thoughts and final shots is to family trips. I think that's a really cool, wholesome thing to do, and there's been a lot of cool memories coming up, and I think that's a really cool thing to do. And in this day and age, it's probably a struggle to keep close to your kids and your family and whatnot, but go out and drive with them and make them live through the struggle and have a family experience. I think it's very wholesome and fun. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, and threaten
Hell
to
yeah.
abandon them on
Make those
in the Yukon.
memories. Yeah.
Mrs.
Force
Country.
force them into family memories.
Hell yeah.
They'll appreciate you 20 years later.
Oh, this is so much fun. I'm so glad you guys do this. And happy birthday, BC. And that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for also Chisui's like, I'll never forget BC had a fucking possum or some shit in his couch.
That's
my
right.
And they just threw the furniture
Oh,
outside.
Time out.
I remember that.
Time out.
Yeah,
Time
they
out.
just tossed it
I
out
got
the
two
door.
things.
It's like
got
there's
two
a
things
possum
right
on the
now.
couch. We're just
Okay,
putting the couch
I got
outside.
remember
There's a whole
this.
story.
I have
Just
two
wait.
things right now, and listen to me. Okay, listen to me. Because honestly, several of you were not here for that shit. Okay? Listen to me.
There that night.
A possum ate through the side of his freaking. What do they call those things? Like trailer homes or like some shit? Like they
mobile
weren't the
home.
trailers that like
Mobile home.
Drayden rode on from Alaska down to Arizona. Okay, but it's probably the same width. Okay, and then through I think the chair he was sitting in. Okay, and he's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Stop.
Okay,
Awesome
this is a real fucking story, people.
And this
Okay?
I
this
lived
all
through
happened.
this.
This
I
all
can
happened
tell.
live
I can
on
tell
his
you.
stream.
Right,
This is-
this happened live on the stream, and he called out to his wife, and she's like, "But I'm putting the kids to bed."
This is a Tony.
So they
song.
just
Live
they
with
took
what you're
they
working
took the
with.
couch and threw it out the door.
It was stuck in the chair, so we couldn't get it out. So then we literally like pushed the chair towards the door, and then we were like, okay, he's gonna run out, and then he didn't. So we were like, fuck it, we're gonna
He's so
push the whole chair out the freaking door.
Just
He'll
close
get,
the
he'll
door
get
and
out
wait for him to
eventually.
leave.
This is the Toadies
Oh
puzzle.
my god, that was so funny.
It's a
Oh
great
my
jam.
God, yeah.
If you haven't heard it, they're
Thank-
probably like the
thank you,
monetization of the
Chi.
stream, so listen on your own time. But
Thank you,
Hey,
Chi,
it's
for
Kate.
reminding us of that. Oh my God.
Kate,
Hi,
finally.
Kate.
Hey, Kate, what's up?
Hey, how are you guys?
We can't end now.
Yeah, we can't end now.
I'm gonna do one shot
Hey,
to
what,
be
what's
Start
your
it back
what's
up.
your
He
final
never
shot
called
and
me
final
down
thought?
here.
Okay, wait, so yeah, final shots, final thoughts. What's your shot to you? You haven't been here yet.
Yeah,
so.
shot to BC and to you guys, and you know.
Are you
and
guys still
to
doing the
Harambe.
Jersey Shore this year?
Yeah.
I might try. If the invite's open. She has to check. She's like, "Are we letting Drayden come?
Yeah.
Is he allowed?"
It's always you're always.
Yeah, yeah.
invited.
I will. I don't know. I don't know if I can. There's too many things. There's too many things. I'm going to Vegas. I'm told I have to go to New Orleans, but I don't know if I can. And I know that Delana's gonna be very upset if I don't go, but I don't know if I can. And then
When
there's
is New
also
Orleans?
yeah, there's a New Orleans this year in
It's
August.
in August.
Yeah.
Dear God, in August?
Yeah, and then
Sounds
there's the
sweaty, right?
the Jersey Shore, and then there's Keanu Day, which that's gonna happen
No,
because
I'm
that's a
not doing
cheap one. That's
New
a cheap
Orleans in
one.
August.
I have relatives that live in Ogden, so I can stay with them. So it's like
look out.
a very cheap drive down there and back.
Then when is
gonna-
Vegas? Are they doing Vegas?
Vegas is
Yes,
October
October
24th through the
22.
27th?
No, 22nd to 24.
Yeah.
22 to
Oh,
24.
good job getting
Yeah,
out
yeah.
wrong dates.
Although,
Sorry about that.
so that's a Friday to Saturday or Friday to Sunday. A lot of people are going earlier. I'm gonna go there on the 22nd on Wednesday.
Now, where is it at?
It's so this is
Vegas.
at Fremont Street. The Circa is like the quote unquote main hotel, but there's plenty of hotels around. So you have the Plaza, you have the Golden Nugget,
Golden Nugget.
Pretty
Pretty much any hotel besides the Circa is going to be cheaper than the Circa.
Circa is very expensive. But yeah, so there's plenty of things around, and like, so I'm gonna be with Vlad. Excuse me, at the Golden Nugget, which is literally across the little I don't want to call it even a street because cars don't drive there. It's across the like walkway, over. So
Sky Bridge kind of thing.
Kate, you remember when we went to Fremont Street in 2019? It was the big screen over the top, the live band
Yeah,
playing,
yeah.
the big party. So literally right there, like that spot we're at, you saw like the Big D and Queens and stuff like that. It's like go like 50 feet further down, and that's where the main hotel is from that spot. So, and then the Gold Nuggets across from that, and then like the Plaza's further down, just on the perpendicular side. So there's a bunch of different things there. Where was I going with this?
Where it's at.
I think
Jersey
most
Shore.
people,
It's
most
there.
people are going to be
It's there. Yeah.
most people are going to be hanging out at the Circa at the pool.
Yeah. So I think well.
Oh, there's a pool. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
There's
There's
a big.
okay.
big
So
pool.
we were talking about the pool stuff. I was talking with Rain and Vlad earlier, and so the Circa has a nice pool. It has a giant like 134-foot screen at it, but you have to pay entry to get in if you're not a hotel guest, and
Oh, do
also
you?
yeah, it's like $20 entry.
Fuck
It's
that.
$20 entry fee to
That's
get into the
weird.
pool area. But and I was looking at because we want to get a cabana and some stuff for certain days
Little bit
down
of
there.
bottle service.
And so here's the thing
expensive.
with the Circa, a cabana is like I think $1,000 for a day.
I think it's 1,200.
or more.
What?
Rough.
And then
Well,
also
I think
you're
it's 1,200 a day.
These are tough
now
times.
that's for the cabana, and then you're required to get bottle service, which requires at least you buying one bottle, and a bottle of vodka is $450.
Okay, so this
Fuck
is like
off.
a $5,000
Yeah.
day.
So basically $1,500 to chill at the cabana.
No.
Nope.
Not
I
happening.
swim in a
Yeah.
bathtub.
So hold on. The Golden Nugget is cheaper. It's $685 for a cabana for a day, and they they do a hold of like depending on the day, so weekend, weekday, whatever, $100 to $300
Okay, so
of
we're gonna
minimum
put Banana
alcohol
at the
purchase.
link.
But like things like I think that's not a worry because that's gonna happen anyway.
Right. That's an
But
easy metric.
Rain was telling me that at the plaza, I think it's like $75 for a cabana. So
$75
that
is
might be the
doable.
place to go. But then there's
Yeah.
also a few other spots. So I don't know.
The
I
Plaza
was,
pool looks really nice.
I'm gonna
too.
be talking with
Yeah, the
Rain. I'm gonna be
Plaza.
talking with Vlad. I'm gonna be talking with people who wants to go to the cabanas, and I'm gonna be looking at prices. So I want to figure out like what's the best place for all, because I want Open Comms to buy a cabana at least for a day. If other people want to buy cabanas for other days, that's fine. But like I want
Well,
Open Comms to
$75
buy
to buy
a
all the
cabana
cabanas.
night or a cabana day, and we also have some drink money saved up. So, but I want to make sure that we're not if there's a cabana for like $100 as opposed to $700, like
Not
like,
making a bad choice.
and if the difference of walking is like okay,
said the
it's
cabana is
$700,
Cabana's
40 feet.
150, dude.
Yeah,
we
it-
could
it-
easily. Yeah, we could get a cabana.
If it's
all 3
$700,
days,
50 feet
together.
away,
yeah.
or $100, 800 feet away, I would hope that people would be willing to walk 800 feet to go to that cabana.
Yeah.
So I want to figure out like what we can do. I'll have to like go this weekend. I'm
we're
gonna do
gonna
some
make this
research,
happen.
do
Yeah.
some stuff, figure out what's going on, and also who wants to go, because the main thing, there are COVID restrictions in place now. By October, those might go away with the whole vaccine thing, but as of now, there are limits to like, okay, this cabana we allow a maximum of like 8 people here, so we might have to get like 2 cabanas to like make
Definitely
16 people.
2
if pe-
cabanas or 3 cabanas.
or however many people want to go. I also want to figure out like how many people actually want to go, because I don't want to get space for 32 people if 8 people are showing up. And so that's I'm gonna have to do some a number crunching over the weekend. That's what I want to do. So we'll figure it out. We have plenty of time. It's October.
We're
Okay,
gonna
so anyway, I want to give a shout out to Megan and to BC.
Yes.
shots.
And then then we'll cut it, and then we can go to after show if we want to go to after show.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go watch a movie that I've been meaning to watch for a while now.
Is it Mortal Kombat?
It's not Mortal Kombat. It's,
All right, guys.
You gotta
Happy
watch it.
Memorial Day to everybody.
all
All right,
right,
goodbye.
bye, Kate.
All right, goodbye, everybody. We'll be back with an after show in a bit.
Peace.
Adios. Or later, bitches. That's what we're supposed to say.
Later, bitches.
Miss Country,
don't
can we
say
get a
that.
later,
don't say
bitches?
that.
Later, bitches.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.